I will give you a little background about this training and what is benefit to you, the industry, as everything I can talk, so that you will get a better clarity. And okay, so this training, this is a 2-day training, and it is regarding with the Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. Okay, so in this 2-day training, we are going to talk about everything. I mean, I can say like a 360-degree of the Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. Okay, 360-degree in the sense is it starts from the technical, compliance, security, networking, support, all. Okay, the reason is such a way only this course was designed. Okay, this course is fully designed, content is developed by the Microsoft Azure. Okay, so everything, all the credits is Microsoft Azure. And then who is the audience for this course? Okay, that is the very first question will come. Then who is the audience for this course? The audience is the freshers who doesn't know anything about the cloud computing or IT industries. Okay, the freshers who is already working in industries. You may be working in any domain. For example, you are in a software developer or a tester or an support engineer, operational engineer, or you are from a non-technical functional domain. For example, business analyst, project manager, scrum master, or you may be an line manager, you may be an operational manager, or you may be a little bit entry level of executives like an directors, general managers, or you may be a vice president, or you may be an I can say like an including a CEO, CTO. Okay, it is a surprising why all how this course will be fit to all. Okay, that's why such an excellent way Microsoft was designed this one, because the cloud itself, it's a new era. This completely introducing a new era in this technology domain as well as in the IT industry. And this course covers everything. Okay, yeah, technical people, if you are a fresher or a software developer or IT industry, tester, operational manager, operational support specialist, or a software developer, any language. Okay, you are all interested in how to create a technical solution here. Okay, for example, if you are an architect, you are an some other kind of those things, then you need to know what are all the options available here to deliver your solutions. Or you are a business analyst, or you are an as I said, a project manager. You should know what is in cloud inside so that you can effectively deliver your project. Correct? Or you are a line manager, then you should know what is available in the cloud. Accordingly, you can allocate your resources. If you are a director, if you are an kind of an executives, when you are acquiring and when you are going to buy and purchasing a cloud service, you should know what is available, how the pricing works, how the support works, right? If you are a CEO, CTO, right, Chief Technical Officers, you should know what is happening in the industry. Everyone is telling about cloud. But what is inside the cloud? How could I approach? How the cloud is going to help my business or my organizations, right? That's why. So to answer all those questions, this course is designed such a way. Okay. So that's why across the globe, many countries now started, if they are going to Microsoft Azure, many companies made mandatory for the resources to be certified in this course. Okay, Microsoft Azure Fundamental. Okay, many companies started to become a mandatory for their appraisal or for their survival, anything, whatever you can say. Okay, as well as the more companies is going to come. Okay, they are going to make this is a mandatory. Okay, so that's the number one. Then how the fresher? So if somebody doesn't know anything about cloud technology, if somebody doesn't know about anything, what is this cloud or something, then this course is the excellent course to get in. This is the first step into enter into Microsoft world. Okay, this course. So that's why in that perspective, this will help for the freshers or the job seekers. Okay. The third one is, as I said, if you want to becoming as a data engineer, okay, I come and talk more about data science, data engineer, those things also. But if you are interested to becoming as a cloud data engineer, or you want to becoming as a cloud DevOps engineer, or you want to becoming as a cloud data science engineer, then this is the first step. Okay, this Microsoft Azure fundamental is the first step. Once you learn, then only you can able to learn the rest of the courses. Okay, so that's why this is very important, very critical, and this becoming as an essential or mandatory to learn. Without learning this, if you are directly entering any other course, then again you not learn the fundamentals. I mean, you don't know the basics, but you are trying to capture the advanced concept. Always it will not fulfill you. Okay, so that's why this course is such a powerful, such a wonderful course. Okay, compared to any other cloud providers, this course is built in such a way, and everyone is the audience this course. Okay, so with this introduction, I can start move on that. I will give you about how this 2-day training will work. Okay, in this 2 days training, I'm going to share everything about Microsoft Azure fundamental, and this 2 days discussion is completely mapped with the, if anyone interested to get Microsoft certification, this course is fully aligned. Okay, whatever teaching here, everything is aligned with that certification, Az-900. If you already started researching, you know. If people are new, what is this Az-900? This is the code of that subject. Okay, Microsoft is giving the code, Az-900, DP-900, AI-900. These are all the examination. If anyone is targeting these examinations, then this training would be much helpful to you. Okay. Also, I can share more detail about if you are interested those certification also. That's part 1. And part 2 is, as I said, whoever is attending this course today as well as tomorrow, both the day you should compulsory. If you attend, then tomorrow, 2 days attendance you attended, then we are giving you this. You got trained in this Microsoft Azure fundamental from the Ameya. Okay, so for that your 2-day presence is mandatory. Okay, at the end of the course, we will send you a digital certification. You can use that certification for your promotion, job search. You can put it in resume. But since we are from the Microsoft partner, it is globally accepted, recognized. You can use it. Okay, you will see the difference once you put this word. You got trained in Microsoft Azure fundamental. The number of interview calls, the number of opportunities it will open. It's an endless. Okay, so you can start use that. So to receive that certifications, you need to attend 2 days of this training. Okay. Also, yeah, it's time for us. Who is Ameya? Okay. Better I can take some of my slides and I can teach you. Later, I can give you a little bit background about Ameya. Okay. So basically, Ameya is an cloud technology company, training and placement company. Ameya headquarters in Canada. Okay, we are in Canada, 6 years old company. We mainly focusing on the corporate professionals who transform them from the existing technology to the cloud technology, because that is where the more need as of today in any company. So we work. But recently we started our company registered in India, and we started in India. We have locations in Chennai, Bangalore. We are going to open in Hyderabad also soon, Hyderabad and Coimbatore sooner, as well as in Trichy. Okay, these are all the areas we have our skill development center. Our primary focus is data science, data engineering, big data, DevOps, and Microsoft Azure, AWS, Google Cloud. These are all our primary skill development area. Also, we have so many tie-ups with across the globe, many companies where we are providing a staffing services. We are providing the skilled resources to those companies also. Okay, so that's why it's a one-stop solutions. You get trained as well as you get placed. Okay, that is what our strength, and that is what we are doing. Okay, as I said, we are dealing only in the cloud solutions, cloud data analytics, the niche area where you will get immediately job and where you have a higher salary offers. Okay, so that is the only areas we are working. If you want to learn any AI/ML or DevOps or data science or data engineering, okay, from who the architect really working inside the companies, then we are the only company doing that. okay, in India. Because these are all the technologies not a academic person or a typical trainer can't develop, okay, unless you not drove the car, you can't able to teach, right? The same way that the cloud, okay. So that's why the Ameya is for providing both kind of a training. We have virtual class is something like today what we are doing. This is called a virtual class, instructor lead virtual class, as well as an in-person training. Okay, a rigorous in-person training, and our way of delivering is it's not just teaching the concept. We are providing an equivalent real-time project on the job. I mean, on the training itself, you will be put it in a project, or you gain experience, like, and 1 to 2 years of experience persons, whatever knowledge they had, you will get gained. And many companies recognize our students. Okay, so that's what an Ameya little background, and we will talk more on the go. So far, if you have any questions, please type your questions in the chat window. We will answer everything, because today I can able to see almost 56 participants are here. In between, I will give you some 5 minutes, 10 minutes time, so that you can ask your question, you can interact with me too. Okay. So such a way. I want to make this whole session is an interactive way, instead of you silently try to utilize this. As I said, the cloud is the future, no doubt about it. If you are already working in the company, you already realized, okay. Or if you are new, then this is the cloud is the best domain you can start, because this is going to be the future, undoubtedly. Whatever we did for last 20, 30 years in the IT industry, it is getting changed, it's getting transformed. That is the truth, okay. Already this is started impacted in US, Canada, UK. In India, now it started getting affected. Okay, what it means is, if you are an IBM developer, mainframe developer, or you are in some old technologies, okay, then those all slowly fading out. For example, one best example is lot of functional role is getting changed. For project managers are replaced by the Scrum Masters, correct? Line managers are replaced by the architects. Okay, if you are in a non-technical domain and you are just doing as a non-technical management, then your job is in danger. Okay, you may not realize now, but within a year or two, you see the difference. The companies will start replacing you, and all the company wants only the technical people. That is the truth today. Also, then in technical what? For example, 5 years before, somebody asks, "Oh, I can learn Java." I can learn one small programming language, then I start career. That is not the case today. Okay, so Java only is not enough. That's why the people are coming to this kind of a full stack developer or DevOps, data engineer. The role itself is changing. Okay, so get aware of that and start entering this domain as early. Plus, the companies in 5 years before, 10 years before, companies are asking how many years of experience you have in Java, how many years of experience you have in web development, web app development, or how many years of experience you have in tester. But as of now, today, they are not asking that question. The question is, what skill do you have? What they are trying to say, asking you is, what, for example, in a cloud, are you a data engineer? Are you a data scientist? Okay, are you a DevOps engineer? That is what the question they are asking, rather than how many years of data engineer experience do you have? How many years of data science experience you have? Okay, what message it gives us is the experience is slowly becoming doesn't matter. Only the skills are matter. And if you have a right skill, the salaries are tremendous. You all already started feeling that in IT industry, specifically this year. It's a tremendous 50% increase, 100% increase, 300% increase of the salaries. Correct. If you are a cloud guy, you are getting like 100%, 200% increase of your CTC. Okay, so that's the truth. Okay, so this is the background and some of the rules for our training for the next 2 days. As I said, I want to make this as an interactive session, which means you have any doubt, you want to know more, you can directly ask the questions and I try my best to answer you. Also, in between something you type in chat window, I can explain at the, once in an hour or at the end of the session, I will answer all the questions also. Okay. If you want to interrupt me, ask, you can interrupt. Or if you want to type a question, please type a question. I will answer all those things. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can anyone enter? So myself, it's a Microsoft guy. Okay. I can talk more in that. Okay. So okay, one question from Shashank. Okay, yeah, we will talk more. So take you, a benefit of this training. Also, this training, if you go for outside market, the worth of this training is many institutions is offering like 40,000 rupees for this training. Okay, and within Ameya itself, we are offering a virtual class of this training is 27,000. Okay, but we are giving free. The only idea is there is a more need from the industries. Okay, as well as we are Microsoft partner, we are fulfilling some of this, the resource shortage gaps. Okay, in that perspective, we are delivering this. So you will get at the end of the session, there is a lab is also there. If you are interested to, you want to practice hands-on, yes, we have an exercise also. I can share that exercise. I can help you that exercise. I will introduce you. So if you closely follow me, where you will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, you know what is Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. What are all the things available there? Okay, and then the another takeout from this training is you will receive a certificate. You can update in your resume. And the fourth is if you want to go for Microsoft Az-900 examinations, then this is the right course. You can able to take it. So I will help you out. After the session also, how you can prepare, how you can attend the exam, everything. By the way, so far, Az-900, I trained almost 1,050 students. Out of 1,050, almost 1,018 students certified. Okay, so that is that kind of a track record I had. I know, attending an exam, you need a separate strategy. Okay, so the other students having some their own personal reasons, they are unable to take up the exam, blah blah, but rest all is fully certified. Okay, so that's why in Ameya we are giving usually two kind of promises. Somebody looking at certification, we give 100% guarantee. Whatever certification you are taking in Azure, you will be certified within the short period of time. We are not wasting your time also. For example, if someone asks, hey, I don't know anything on Microsoft Azure, I want to get this Az-900 certification from Microsoft. Okay, not from any other. I want to get it from Microsoft. We give them exactly 4 weeks timeline. Within 4 weeks, they certified. Many people amazed because they said, I thought to start learning Azure. I went on YouTube. I went on Udemy. Last 6 months, I'm trying. Still, I didn't completed the course. I don't know when to register. Like many people wasted the time for 6 months to 1 year. But within 1 month from us, they got certified and now they are in Microsoft Azure. Okay, so that kind of a track record we had it. Okay, how it is possible? Because we know what you need to do, what you not to do. Okay, both do and don'ts. Okay, this all we learned through our so much of trainings and our experience. Okay. Yes, so with that introductions, I move on. As I said, you have any questions, please type in the chat window. I will answer. So today's session is going to most likely a 3 to 3.5 hours. In between, we have some 15 to 20 minutes break also there. I try to share the concept initially, and later on I can present you some demonstration also. As I assured you, you will become familiar from where to start in Microsoft Azure Cloud in tomorrow. Okay. Even today afternoon, you know at least something. Okay. Okay. So the people ask which. This is a very valid question. Many people got confused. Rather, they are asking, "Hey, which cloud should I go? AWS or Azure?" Right? The answer is until 2018 or 17. See, how I am all telling. Okay, I helped so many in my background originally from the data analytics, big data domain. I started big data in 2011 itself. Okay, which is not reached in the market. Okay, and I started cloud in 2014 itself. Okay, because I worked in R&D domain and I I worked in US, Canada, UK, Middle East, India. Okay, all the top companies I worked. IBM. I worked in Hutton Works. I worked in Microsoft. I worked in many, from the client company to the product company. So until 2018, AWS was the dominant. But 2017, I can say, after 2017, Microsoft is started capturing the market like anything. What I'm trying to tell is, Microsoft is becoming the number one. There are many reasons. It's not because of the product. If you take any IT companies or any your client companies, if you are already working in IT, they are all using Microsoft product some way. Yes, a small example is your email. It's an Outlook, right? You have many companies, the professional email, many company having an Outlook. And the username, password authentication, they are using Azure Active Directory. That's why if they go for an AWS, there is a lot, it's a two different companies. They want to enter into their organization and more work is involved, okay, to make these two work together. That's why Microsoft, already they have a Microsoft product like a Windows 10, Windows 11 desktop, everything. And another example is your laptop. All the employees' laptop is a Windows, right? There is an answer. Okay, people will debate like, oh, the Active Directory is that. But think you are a owner of the business. You will see, oh, already my workers are using Microsoft. So should I can buy the other product also, Microsoft. It is easy to work together. Okay. So long story short, focus on Azure. That is where your future. Okay. Who is focusing on AWS, which doesn't mean that AWS is not having a future on GCP. So AWS is using by, if somebody wants a cheap product, a lesser cost product, somebody wants like an, I don't mind of security, I don't mind of safety. Okay, then they are going with the AWS. Wherever they are thinking like a safety, security, or a trust, okay, then those companies are going with the Azure. Then in that definition, then who is going in Azure? All the big companies. Any banking, undoubtedly all banking using the Azure cloud. Okay. Any government sectors, they are using Microsoft Azure. Okay. Even though they already in AWS, now they are moving to Azure. Okay. And even the retailer companies, somebody's, I don't mind the security. I don't want a security. I want a cheap product. I have some budget constraint. They are using AWS only for that unsecured place. Still their financial transactions, still their data, wherever the data involvement is there, they are all using Microsoft like a cloud to vendors. Okay, so Azure having undoubtedly a long term, a long term of, more clients are started moving into that. So AWS will change with others. In between, there is a GCP is coming, Google. That also I can give more detail when it goes. Okay. Yeah, I like Dinesh's question. Okay, how many portions do you think we can complete? Yes. So many people asked, oh, do you think within these 2 days, I'm becoming a cloud knowledge? Okay. I prefer to answer this question tomorrow evening. Okay, you see, at least you know what is Azure. Okay, so that questions, yeah, many people, as I said, how is possible within a month I'm becoming a certified guy? I'm not just telling, I'm sharing my facts of what my previous candidates get. Okay. Okay, with that, let's move on the session. I don't want to waste further time. It's already 30 minutes. Any questions, please type it. Okay. A small introduction, as I introduced before, a formal introduction like, my name is Ganesh Vetriselvan. I basically reside in Canada, and as I said, Ameya is a Canadian company, but we entered in Indian market now. We have centers in Chennai, Bangalore, and going to soon in Hyderabad as well as Coimbatore. And our area is mainly in the data science, data engineering, DevOps, and AI/ML. Okay, artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay, also we are a staffing company. We train and we place them to that. Okay, so that's our specialty. And I train more than 3,000 plus professionals, and my core specialty is data science and data engineering. Along with me, there are other lot of more consultants. They are only training you on DevOps, data engineering, everything. Okay, we are a team of almost 25 plus people are there. Okay, it's such a strong team. Okay, our intention is build the quality people and supply to, make our my client project success. Okay, that's our mantra. Okay, now let's get into the course. Enough for the introductions. Kindly put your questions in the chat window. I try to answer everything in between after an hour. Okay, so as I told you before, I hope my screen share sharing, right? You are able to see my screen. Can someone acknowledge?
Yes, you can see.
Yeah, thanks. So as I said, this next 2 days, this course provides foundational level knowledge on cloud concepts. Okay, many people, you heard about cloud, but what is cloud? Okay, or what are all the terms they are using inside the cloud? Okay, general, the cloud concept means it covers both all AWS, Google, private cloud, public cloud, whatever you heard. Okay, those all the words you will get familiarized. Okay, think of this like something. This cloud is kind of an big mall or a supermarket. Think of supermarket. Okay, take this analogy for the entire our course. Okay, think of a supermarket. If you never visited any supermarket, but people are telling about supermarket, right? You never entered, you never purchased. Okay, assume in such kind of a situation, then what you will do when you enter, when you just step into the shop, you think, oh, what is this? Everywhere product is there. Everywhere, where should I go find what I need it like, right? For that, there is one person. He is going to explain you department by department purpose. Okay, what it means by sundry, where you can find all the cleaning product, where you can find all the cosmetics, where you can find all the groceries. Okay, like such a way, that is called a cloud concept, and what the words you need to use inside. Okay, so those is called a cloud concept. And then after the cloud concept, we are going to see about, from Azure perspective, what are all the services Microsoft Azure cloud offering. Okay, no difference in this area also between AWS, Google, or any cloud. Only the namings are different, but the services provided by all these people are same. Okay, after whatever the services, then we are going to discuss about what are all the security options available. Okay, even though it is a little bit higher if you are a fresher, the security perspective, but if you are going for examination, you need to know few wordings with respect to security. Okay, authentication, authorization, etc. Plus, if you are an already working person, you can able to understand. You will appreciate what is the security. And then we are going about talks about the privacy compliance. Privacy is nothing but how cloud is by default. Everyone asks 2 years before, is this safety if I put my data in a cloud? Is it safety? Do I have my privacy if my business, all the technology runs in cloud? These are all the questions and the answers. So to answer that, what Microsoft Azure is giving, and then the compliance. Compliance is it I'm storing my credit card data. I'm doing transaction. Is it following my government of India rules? Is it following my Europe rules? Okay, those. And then last is the trust. How cloud is telling, yes, it's you can trust me. Okay, such kind of way. After that, also we are going to, I'm going to share a few details about how the pricing is happening actually. Okay, when you are going to purchase some product, at least you should know how the pricing, right? Whether they are asking me and 10 rupees or the product is going to be a 10,000 rupees. Okay, blindly, oh, you say everything nice word, but at the end you are bringing me an 10,000 rupees, which I don't have money. Why should I go? Okay, or how the pricing works. You should have this knowledge, right? And the last one is support. After purchase, how the support works, what kind of supports they are providing. If you look this first paragraph, it covers the entire IT company. Okay, the young generation people are interested in the first two parts, cloud concept and Azure services. The mid-level experienced guys, they need to know the security, privacy. And the top management, they need to know this compliance, pricing, support. That's why we said this course is suitable for anyone who is just started entering into cloud to already well experienced in cloud. Okay, so some hints to you is, don't worry about if you are not able to understand some concept. It looks like too much for you. For example, compliance, trust. Don't worry. I will just highlight only from certification perspective what questions you may expect in that area. Okay. Anyway, if you are going for certification, you should know those. Okay. Only those questions I will highlight you. Okay. Instead of I'm describing. So the last point only you just see, there are no prerequisites for the course. Okay, but this is the excellent course to begin your cloud journey. Okay. Yeah, next. So this is our course agenda. We divided this course into 6 modules. In module 1, we are going to talk about the cloud concepts. Where, as I described about before, the introduction of the cloud computing, where the terminology, what the words they are using, everything we are going to discuss in the module 1. And module 1 is common for any kind of cloud. If you are going for AWS, you're going for GCP, Google Cloud Platform, or Microsoft Azure, or any cloud, the module 1, whatever the terminology we use, which is common. Okay. And module 2, now we are entering into the Azure. How the Microsoft Azure works, okay, what kind of services they are providing. Okay, if I am an Azure cloud engineer, how should where should I log in, where should I begin my work? Okay, these are all the things we are going to talk in module 2. And then in module 3, as I said, a few sample solutions from the Microsoft Azure, what it is giving, okay, as well as some management tools. And module 4, security and network. Module 5, identity governance, privacy compliance. Module 6, Azure cost management and SLA. Okay, these are all the things. So in today's session, we are going to talk only the module 1 to 3, and tomorrow's session we are going to talk 4 to 6. Okay, please be in mind, you need to attend 2 days if you want a certificate from us. Okay. Okay, so if anyone wants to go the global certification from Microsoft Azure, so this is the syllabus for the Az-900 certification. Okay, if you look here, it's 100% aligned with just I discussed with my modules, right? This is okay. This is called what are the topics are the number of questions you may expect from the Azure certification. Okay, in the right hand side, you see I mentioned some weightage. So if more percentage weight is there, you may expect more questions. Okay. If anyone interested in Az-900, it is an choose the best answer kind of an online exam. You can attend. It's going to be 45 questions, 45 to 60 questions, vary with student to student. In that aspect, in the cloud concept, there are 25% questions, right? You may expect 20 to 25% questions, which means you may expect, for example, in 60 questions they are asking in entire exam. You may expect 15 questions from this topic alone. Okay, 15 questions, and here you may expect 10 questions. Okay, the rest all it's coming. Okay, such a way, but don't worry, I can share more detail if anyone is interested to go and appear that exam, as well as we have a lot of practice test, everything. But those all is separate. That is not included in this package. Okay, but I can share you. So this is what the certification details. Yeah, with that, I can directly begin with the cloud concepts. Before that, I want to make sure that everyone filled the attendance. Anyone having any issues with attendance? Okay. Yeah, I see. Oh, my voice went through. How about now?
No, still it is lower.
Good or low? Oh, yeah, I experienced this in laptop. Okay, I can change my mic. Just give me. Yeah, how about now?
Now it's fine.
Now it's fine. Okay, thank you. Okay, so as I said, I want to make this training as an interactive. I can give you some a small kind of an
what I say, it's a workshop or a small activity. Okay, with that activity, we will see some present. So hold on. So I need small input from you so that based on my audience volume, I can emphasize which area I share more detail so that it will benefit for you more. Not. Okay. Are you able to see my screen? There is one code is there. Are you able to see my code fully? Or it is cutting the word? The top of the screen. Are you able to see the code?
No, it is not fully visible.
It's not fully, right? Yeah, give me a moment. Let me. I can give this plus. Hold on. I stop and reshare. Are you able to see fully the question? It's in my screen.
No, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I want some activity from you. If you are using laptop or you have mobile, just go to menti.com and use this code. Okay, 83997929. And there is an option will come. Try to answer that question. Let's begin. Type menti.com and it will ask a code. Type this code, then the question will come. And please answer. Use your mobile or anything. So what is your current professional position or title? Which means if you are a fresher, just write fresher. Okay, type as a fresher. If you are a tester, type tester. If you are an software developer, type software developer. Be a developer, operations specialist. Yeah, work on Google Maps. Excellent. Senior process executive, IoT trainer, testing, lead data analyst, IT support analyst, data engineer. Awesome. I like to see the data engineer. DevOps engineer. Nice. BA developer. I think we are reaching near. Let's answer everyone. The reason why I ask this one is based on this, the maximum audience, I can emphasize or give more detail in that perspective. Okay, but currently I'm seeing a lot of people is fresher. Then I need to focus more on the beginner level rather talking more on compliance trust, right? That's the reason I asked. I'll give you one more minute. Meanwhile, I'll take some water. Just fill this URL. So far I can able to see the fresher. Okay. Yeah. So I think everyone can able to see that here, right? Majority people is freshers. Also, if you look the audience, it's a diverse audience, right? Next to freshers, I can able to see executives, non-technical, right? As well as I see a lot of technical people, ETL developer, senior engineer support works on. The rest all is an equal amount. It's equally, distributed. Okay. The maximum people is fresher. Okay, then I can give more time, more elaborate in the first two topics. Okay, first 2 or 3 topics. That makes sense for them. Okay, operations, all are. Okay, nice. Okay, next question. So hold on, let me move the next question. Okay, so this is another question. You are from which city or nearby your city? You can see your screen. You will see that the same portal. You can able to see. Just choose the options. You are from whichever city. It is a choose the best answer. Yeah, I see a lot of people from Hyderabad. Yeah, Bangalore, Chennai, Kerala. Yeah. So I'm expecting almost an 50 plus something the response. So if you don't know, just go to the menti.com and use the code 83997929. Just use the code. This will not capture any of your data or something. Nothing will happen. Just it's an online kind of, real-time data presentation. This is not only for me, it's for you also. That's the reason. Few more people, I think you need to enter. Yeah. So which city you belongs to or nearby? So one more minute, please. 1839. Yeah. So this gives what message is there are more, the the cloud enthusiasts or the cloud engineers from AP, then Bangalore and Chennai. Okay. There are more people in AP than Bangalore and Chennai, which means they are up. The awareness in those areas is much high, whatever the data collected. See, I put you, how I'm saying this. This is one real-time practical example how today industry or technological company or the business works, right? This is called a data analytics or data interpretations, right? So based on this is what the questions the business are looking. Hey, from which city more people are interested, or who knows more about the cloud, or who wants to, I mean, by default, it shows that AP people more, it is a kind of a probability there is a more cloud engineer. That's why more people having this awareness rather than Bangalore. Blindly, if anyone asking from experienced people, they say, oh, in Bangalore, there is a tremendous people. Okay. But my screen shows a fact, the real fact, whatever the sample data I collected from the millions of people to this hundreds of people, these hundreds of people giving a sample, a small perspective, Hyderabad is having a more awareness rather than Bangalore or Chennai. Okay. There is a debate. It may be true or not true, but it's a fact, right? So I can't able to, it's impossible. I can go and ask each and every person across the globe. So that's why the companies are doing, they're selecting a sample data. From the sample data, they're finding the insights of the information. That is called the data engineering or data science. Okay. So that's the purpose I want to show you this too. Okay. So now you see, I know my majority audience for my training is freshers and followed with the executives. And I know the majority people are from, my trainer is from AP, then Chennai. Then what may be my next action? Then I need to focus more on the basics. Plus, I need to use the English language rather than the own regional language. You got it. This is the best example for the beauty or the importance of data science, data engineering. I put this way: data engineering, data science. I can tell you why that also. Data engineering, data science. Okay, and then cloud. Okay, this all is not possible 5 years before. Okay, if somebody wants this report, the people will go to the field, they collect the data in a paper, and someone else will count, they generate report. It takes 3 to 5 months to collect this information. But now it's everything is happening within less than a minute. Okay, such a powerful, such a kind of a tremendous development. With this all possible. How? With the help of cloud, with the help of data engineering or data science. Okay, so that's the reason I want to add. Please put your questions in the chat window. I will answer everything at the end. I can get into the course now. Any questions so far? I can give 3 people. If you want to ask me a question, meanwhile, you can ask. Otherwise, I can directly get into the subject. Am I audible now? Can you able to see?
Yes, we are. You are.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
we can see.
Yeah, thank you. And Bala, can you put the attendance link one more time in the chat window? Naveen Reddy wants to have the chat attendance sheet.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so as I said, there are 6 modules in this course, right? So this is the module 1. We are going to discuss about the cloud concepts, everything, and give more focus on the first couple of modules. Okay, even though you not understand, I mean, you feel difficult to understand at the module 2 or module 3, sorry, module 3 onwards, but module 1 and 2, if you give more concentration, it will help even if you are preparing for AWS or GCP. Okay, the concepts are same everywhere. Okay, this will help you. I can move on that. Okay, so in module 1, I'm going to introduce you some of the cloud concepts. Okay, what is meant by a public cloud, what is meant by private cloud, what is meant by hybrid cloud, and choosing which one choosing the companies are choosing, how are they choosing. Also, there are a few details about the benefits and considerations. Okay. Also, I'm going to introduce about what is meant by infrastructure as a service, PaaS as a service, SaaS as a service. Okay, sharing responsibility. Okay. So these are all the topics that we are going to discuss here. Before I move on further, first I give you what is cloud, why there is such a hype, or why there is an such everyone. I mean, everyone thinks and everyone says this is the only the future. Why should such a hype? Okay, a common person will ask this question, right? Maybe I used to, as I said before, the analogy is. Please also remind me if I'm too fast. Please, someone can interrupt. I can reduce my speed. Okay. The analogy is the supermarket. I told you, right? Why the supermarket is the best analogy for the cloud? Why all the people go in supermarket rather 10 years before there is a separate a lot of individual shops. They know that supermarket is expensive, okay, but they know that not like another way. They know that whatever that a small flexibility or personalization they got in 10 years before some city or shop, some of a roadside corner shop, right? Petty shop. So they're not getting, but why they are going supermarket? Number one, they can get everything in a single shop. Start from grocery to your cleaning product to your broomstick to some stores they are selling and cosmetics, then broomstick, everything they are selling in a supermarket. Okay. So that's the reason why we are all going to supermarket. Whatever we need, everything is available there. Number one. Okay. And number two, everything is you are picking. Okay. It's not in earlier case, you need to ask the shop person, they will provide you. Okay. But in supermarket, you go and you are picking. So what is the difference? I'm picking means what is you are experiencing. Okay, you got an opportunity to experience what you need as well as what you don't need. Okay, so you feel satisfied. Yeah, I got it. Okay, number three, all together, it's quick and fast. It saves a lot of your time, right? When you enter, once you enter in a supermarket, you see biscuits are here. I choose whatever biscuits I wanted. Okay, and then next your grocery items are there. You choose whatever. It saves your time. Instead of you are going in 3 shop, 4 shop, and they will do packed later only. But in supermarket, they already everything is pre-packed, right? So in simple word, convenience and time saving. Okay, convenience and time saving. That too. Okay. Apart from that, the pricings, right? The pricings is also in the cloud when it comes, it's different. Okay, that I will talk a little later. How the pricing, it's on the face, it says it's cheaper, but if you are not careful, it will eat all your money. Your entire 1 year budget, it will eat within a 2 month also. That's why it has both pros as well as cons. All the people talking about the pros only, there is a cons, there is a big risk also there. If you are not properly trained or you are not properly understand how the mechanics works. Okay, so that's why the cloud, we keep the supermarket as another example, okay, to understand what is cloud. So as I said, it is a one-stop place where you get everything. So same way cloud, it's at one place, you get all your IT needs or all your technology needs. Okay, so that is the takeout from that. Cloud is nothing but it is a one-stop shop where you get everything. How it works, everything, I will come back now. Okay. Okay. Now I take you, see whatever discussion we are doing, imagine you are watching a city, some 40,000 feet height. What it means, you are watching a city from the aeroplane. You can't able to distinguish more distinguished between the wall and the person, everything, correct? It is going to be you see that there is a street, there is a road, everything from the 40,000 feet high. If you want to know experience in the city, then we need to get into that data engineering course or the works course. Then you will experience by using your hands, develop the product, build the product, everything will come. Okay. Okay. With that, Okay, first of all, what is cloud computing? Okay, why? Okay, this all fine. Okay, what is cloud computing from the technical perspective? Okay, so this is the right definitions. Okay, it's applicable for any cloud. Cloud computing is the delivery of your computing service or IT products over the internet. Please remember this, over the internet is important. Okay, so cloud computing is the delivery of computing service over the internet, so over the internet, if I use what it enables the faster innovation, flexible resources, and economics of scale. That's the reason, if you look in this whole IT, the history, okay, the number of startups happening in last couple of years is much, much bigger than the IT industry never seen before. The number of startups, the number of new companies, new innovation comes is much higher than it never seen in the IT industry history. Okay, last 2 years, 3 years. Okay, you want to becoming as an, you want to start a company, yeah, cloud is that. Okay, why? Because it delivers whatever you want, a server, you want an SQL server, or you want an what, Windows machine, you want a desktop computer, everything available in cloud. Within 5 minutes, you can rent and use it. Okay, I will talk more. But what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is nothing but delivering of IT service, delivering of compute services via the internet. Okay, via the internet. So what it means is, if there is no internet, then you can't able to access any of your product. I hope it clears you. Okay, so if there is no internet, you can't able to use it. If there is an internet connectivity, then you can access your IT. That's why in today companies, if you go, they don't need a specific kind of the previous way they use a VPN, so much complicated, right? Those all got destroyed now. Okay, so if you, so in simple word, one line word, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is nothing but delivering of these computing services via internet. What is meant by computing service? Like you want a laptop, right, to watch something or to develop your program. Okay, you want some database also. You want one database, MySQL database or Oracle database to store my data. Everything they are delivering via internet. Like how today the food delivery happened, Zomato. Okay, they are delivering, the food is delivered via the Zomato. There is a real human. He is picking from the production place and delivered to your home, right? The same thing internet is doing. Is taking the compute service from that data center and bringing to your home. Okay, so cloud computing is nothing but delivering of computing services over the internet. So if no internet connection, then those cloud services will not work. By knowingly or unknowingly, so maybe I can ask this question, that this will be interesting. Does anyone not use the cloud? Can anyone not use the cloud? If someone says, "Oh, I not used cloud. I'm completely new," can you unmute and talk, or you can update in chat also? Someone can say, "If I never used cloud." Is there anyone like that?
Myself, sir, I have never used cloud.
You never used cloud.
Yes.
Okay, from Shalini. Okay, so you never used cloud. Okay, what kind of phone you have it?
Realme.
It's OnePlus.
It's a smartphone, right?
Yeah, it's a smartphone.
Yeah, it's a smartphone. Are you watching YouTube?
Yeah, I'm watching.
YouTube is coming from where? Through cloud.
Okay.
Are you taking any data backup? It's an Android, right?
Yeah, it's an Android.
Okay, it's an Android. Android, maybe the right cloud. See, the Google backup, your data backup option they are giving, right? They are saying, oh,
Yeah.
pay and 3 rupees or 5 rupees, and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
contacts will be saved, correct?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Then that is also from the cloud only.
Okay.
Okay, so if you book any ticket like today's,
Okay.
tickets, your bus ticket, well, the famous IRCTC. Okay, so everything, whether by knowing or unknowingly, you are already using cloud. Cloud is already, occupying you. Okay, so you can't able to avoid the cloud. Yes, every company must, must use cloud service. That's how. It's not the choice of the company. Okay, it is they have to use it. Okay. See, whatever now I'm delivering this training through cloud. Correct. What are the training now I'm delivering this? I'm talking right through the Zoom. This all happening through the cloud. Behind the scene, there are compute service, there are content development, many things are there. Okay, so each and every individual person, unless they don't have any smartphone, they never use computer. There are a few people, very village people, are there, old people, right? They are not entered into cloud. Rest all people in the globe, they are already in the cloud. Okay, yeah. So, but the takeout is what is cloud computing? Okay, slowly I'm bringing you the environment to understand what is cloud computing. Okay, why there is such hype, why the company is desperately looking at cloud engineers. Okay, these are all the reasons. Okay, so now I hope you all anyone not understand what is cloud computing? Please let me know. So simple, you understand, you think that cloud computing is nothing but delivering services via, I don't say delivering services, delivering compute services via the internet. Okay, but it varies from the audience to audience. A ticket booker will receive the service, compute services via ticketing kind of that application. Okay, or if you are developing software applications, they are delivering a server's storages via the internet. Okay. So now the next step. What is meant by public cloud? There are three words they're very famously using in cloud services. This all is need to know by the IT developers or the technology developers. Okay. From here onwards, a technical topic: public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. So what is meant by public cloud? It's nothing but it is owned by the someone else. Okay. An example: Microsoft, AWS, Amazon, Google. Okay. So those cloud services, they are owning. Okay. And they provide service to the users. Users, who are all the users? TCS, you, myself, I am using a remote desktop connections. Okay. I am an user. TCS is a user. Cognizant is a user. Facebook is a user. Okay. IRCTC, Government of India. These are all the users. Okay. And the provider, and who owns those cloud or those product behind the scene? Microsoft, Amazon, Google, IBM. These are all the people. Okay. They own the hardware and they provide the service to us, like renting something. Okay. The best example is the electricity board, the EB connections. Okay. You are the user, you are the consumer, right? You are receiving the electricity, but the producer is Government of India. Government of Tamil Nadu, Government of Karnataka, or even the central government. They are the owner. They are the provider, and you are users. Such a way, public cloud is owned by the cloud service provider, and it provides services like resources and softwares to the users, and it all accessed via the secure network. Okay. In simple terms, the public cloud you can easily understand. They provide renting a servers to you. In the same server, they rent to other person also. For example, in the same server, TCS also rented, Cognizant also rented. They don't know which server TCS is getting service because that is completely invisible. Okay. So I want a computer. They say that, oh, you need a computer, use this IP address, you will have your own desktop. In the same machine, they give another compute resource to the different person. So the resource is shared with the multiple users. Okay, that is called a public cloud, or in simple term, public cloud is nothing but it is shared publicly. Whatever the resources provided by that user, it is shared publicly. Okay, that is called a public cloud. Any question? Okay, next one is the private cloud. Then what is private cloud? Okay, hold on. Then what is private cloud? So private cloud is nothing but, okay, some companies scared. For example, SBI says, oh, if I go use Microsoft, then in the same machine, someone else, other bank also using, or some other company, TCS is also using, then my data may not be as secured. I'm scared. Okay, it's kind of when you are renting a house. Okay, you have a big mansion, you are renting each room to individual persons. That is called a public cloud. Okay, private cloud is no, I don't want like that. I want to build my own house. Okay, for example, you want to build your own resort wherever your tourist attraction spot. You build your own resort, and whenever you are going, you want to use that, so that you are not sharing that resort to others, right? That is called a private cloud. Private cloud is organized. Then who has private cloud? Big companies like Bank of America, or I assume that maybe SBI, okay, SBI or Facebook, they are all having their own cloud services, and they are not sharing that to the public. They created that cloud service for their own usage. Why the cloud? Why they need a cloud services? Because they deliver the compute service via internet. Their employees can sit anywhere. Today, all are working remote, right? How is it possible? So all the compute resources they are taking from the internet, accessing the internet. Okay. So in short, private cloud is nothing but an organization can create a cloud environment in their own data center. See, behind the scene, cloud or whatever, the servers are there. That is the very fundamental. Servers are there, networks are there. Okay. In earlier case, Airtel owns its own data center. Jio owns its own data center. So the problem is maintenance of their data center, software update, and purchasing new hardware. This all is a time taking. Okay. But when I go and rent from someone else, I don't need to have all these headaches. They readily have, I go rent and then come out. Okay. So that's the thing. Okay, coming back, private cloud is organization create a cloud environment in their own data center. But the cons of that, then whichever organization is creating, they are responsible for maintaining those services. Okay, and they need to maintain, start from the building. See, if I have data center, it is not only maintaining a server. I need to hire a security person. I need to install a CCTV camera. And I need to make sure the electricity, uninterrupted electricity. And then I need to deploy a generators, right? And then I need to continuously employ people to watch the CCTV 24/7. After that only, I need to purchase a servers. Then I need to hire a maintenance people. Okay. And then I need to invite a person who install the operating system. And then I need to invite a person from Oracle to install an Oracle database. And then I need to purchase a license. You see the task. If I go public cloud, I no need to do any of this. They have readily available everything. I want an Oracle database. Simply go get an Oracle. Okay. So that's the reason. So now public cloud, private cloud. So next one is hybrid. Then what is hybrid? Hybrid is simple combinations of public and private. Let's take a bank example. Bank says, oh, I want to keep all the bank account details or the transactions within my own data center. I don't want to give this to the Microsoft or Azure. At the same time, I have an insurance products. I have some marketing things. This all is, I don't need that much security or safety. Those services I can use Microsoft Azure Cloud. Only my critical business I can, only my critical businesses I can run in my own cloud service, and non-critical services I can run in the public cloud. Okay. So connecting these two is called a hybrid. Okay. So whatever, for example, I want to keep all my essential things, my gold jewelries, cashes within my own locker. Okay. I can put my all receipts, normal receipts, electricity bills, these are all in a bank locker, like such a way. I'm just giving an analogy. Okay, that is called a mixed match. Always this is a benefit. Okay, so that is called a hybrid cloud. So in short, public cloud means it is offered by the public provider. Examples of public provider are Microsoft, Google, Amazon. And private cloud is owned by the company. Example, Facebook, LinkedIn, they're all owning their own cloud services. Okay, but definitely not a startup company owning their own cloud services. I can't able to afford myself to be own my own cloud center, right? Including TCS doesn't have its own cloud center. TCS or Cognizant, okay. Any company, they don't have any own cloud. They are all working in the public cloud only because they don't have any business critical things. Okay, only the banks, I mean Bank of America, like or SBI, they are all having their own cloud. Plus, they are using the public cloud also, non-critical businesses. Okay. Okay, with that introduction, cloud concepts, then what is the comparisons between these three? So when the company will go public cloud, they don't have any money. I mean, no capital expenditure to scale up. For example, any company doesn't have any big investment, initial upfront investment, purchasing a server, purchasing a license, purchasing a big license. I don't have people to install my software. Those are all, I don't want to spend such a big money. Then they go with the public cloud. Okay. And only whatever I use, I can pay. The best example for public cloud is hotels. Okay. Hotel is, you are traveling to one city. You don't want to construct a house there to stay for 2 days, right? It is a senseless. Instead of that, you rent a hotel, you get all the facilities like start from hot water to AC and including your stay, everything, cleaning, everything, they will take care, right? Only thing is you are paying extra and you only pay whatever you are using, right? That is called a pay as you go. Okay, based on the number of days you are staying, then you use it. Then what is private cloud? Private cloud is nothing but hardware must be purchased and you should maintain everything. Okay, and you are the organization is responsible for hardware. For example, you are living in a city, Hyderabad or Bangalore. It will not make sense you stay in a hotel. It is more costlier, right? Also, you don't want to keep all your critical things in that hotel room. Then in such place, you construct your own building and stay in there. Okay, so that is called a private cloud. Then what is hybrid? Combination of these two. That is what we are all doing now. You are living in Hyderabad or Chennai. You are living in your own house. You are taking care of your maintenance, safety, security, electricity, everything. But when you are traveling to outside of your city, you are renting a hotel. So that is a hybrid state. Same way, the big companies, only few companies, not everyone is, every company has a private cloud, only the big companies, those they are thinking that business is critical, that data is critical, they are using private. Other than that, non-critical businesses and majority of company, they use public. That's why there is a lot of people needs in the Azure, AWS, GCP. Okay. So far, we just seen what is cloud computing, and then we have seen what is public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. Remember these three words you will keep on hearing in interview also. In interview also, people will ask, oh, what is public cloud? What is private cloud? Okay. In your Az-900 examination also, they will give some example. Okay, and that you may expect 2 questions within this 3 topic. Okay, you remember there are almost 15 questions you may expect in the exam. Out of that 15, 2 questions from these 3 wordings. What is cloud computing? What is public? What is private? What is hybrid? Okay, benefits of cloud. Okay, now itself you realize the benefits, right? You no need to do have any big upfront money. 10 years back, you want to start up a company. Then you need to purchase a server, which is for now no lesser than 4 to 5 lakhs. And not only purchasing a server will fulfill. Then you need to purchase operating system, purchase Oracle database, and then someone needs to come and install, and then they need to create it. So then if they are following that pattern, you need bare minimum to start a company. You need bare minimum 50 lakhs to 1,000 lakhs only for the technology setup. After that, only you are developing an application and then selling it. Okay. Plus, the time taken. Okay, one is money. The second one is time taken. How much time it will take? If you start install, for example, you are buying a laptop. You start installing your operating system. You start setup. Two challenges you face. First of all, you don't know from where I get the boot disk or how I need to set up my laptop. Even you know everything, it will take an half a day to 1 day to install. After install, then you don't know what other applications I need to put it there, right? If any mistakes done, you are responsible, correct? And overall, it takes more than at least bare minimum 1 to 2 days to set up your laptop. Then imagine for server. In reality, to purchasing a server, every company has to wait for at least 6 months. Those experienced people will know that. Okay. Okay, so those people will, wait for 4 to 6 months just the server reach to your data center, the company data center. And after 6 months, they took 3 months to install operating system and then install on top of operating system whatever softwares. Then imagine 9 months, they are taking time to prepare the environment. But after this cloud introduced, this all happens. It's less than 30 minutes. You see, where is 9 months or where is the 30 minutes? Okay, it's not only saving your money, it's saving your time also. Okay, so yeah, the second line you see there are two words which is very repeatedly using in cloud: capex and opex. Okay, capex is nothing but capital expenditure, which is an upfront cost. As I said, when you start a company, you need to have some big upfront investment to buy a server, to install a software. That is called a capex. And what is opex? Opex is nothing but after you install, once in a month, you need to update a patch. You need to install the antivirus. That is called an operational expense. Okay, there are two kind of expense in any technologies. Okay, in cloud, if you are using cloud-based services, the capex would be drastically reduced. Okay, but the opex, the operational cost, is not changing. Okay, remember these two: capital expenditure, operational expenditure. In the examination, this question also there. They will ask upfront cost. What is it a capex or opex? You need to answer capex. Okay, so capital expenditure is upfront cost, purchasing a server, purchasing and software. Operational expenditure is after purchasing, you need to maintain. Okay, and then the last one is a consumption-based model. What it means, consumption-based model is, this is the famous word in cloud, they say, pay as you go. Okay, whatever service you use, only you are going to pay. For example, I used a desktop computer, or I used a virtual machine in cloud. I don't need to pay for the entire month. If I'm using that virtual machine for only 2 hours, I pay only 2 hours. They are giving per hour 1 rupee. Only 2 rupees you can pay. Rather than if you want to buy your own server, all the three, but in reality, no one is using all the 365 days or 24 hours in a day, the servers. But server is running 24 hours a day. But the employees are using maximum 6 to 8 hours. Then why are you paying 24 hours? Right? In cloud, whatever hours you are using, only you are paying that. You are not paying more than that. So whenever you know it, you simply shut down and then restart. Okay. So please put your questions chat window, or you want any questions also, I can answer. Maybe at the end of this module 1, we will discuss more. Okay. But the advantage in cloud is, as I said, no upfront cost, only operational cost. Operational costs are there, remember. Okay, there is no change in operational cost. And then only you are paying whatever you are using. Okay, if you are using 1 hour, pay only 1 hour. If you are using 24 hours, pay only 24 hours. Okay, so that you can easily predict. Okay, so now next important topic. So from this slide itself, in the examination, you may expect 3 to 4 questions in this slide itself. Okay, 3 to 4 questions in the actual examinations. These are all the benefits if you are going to cloud. Okay, What is the benefit? High availability. High availability is nothing but, see, you can't stop some accidents may occur. You can't able to stop zero. No one can able to say 100% my server will not down. Okay, there may be power outage, or there may be some virus attack, or there may be some flood. Okay, cyclone, flood, or there may be some corona, employee may not come. Okay, many reasons are there. Okay, so how to have, but if somebody is running a business, a banking application, they can't able to shut down the server for 2 days or 1 day, right? It's a severe impact. So high availability, it's by default it comes. Earlier, if you own your own data center, whatever these features you want, you need to install separately. Okay, for freshers, this may be little new, these verdicts, but the experienced people already you may heard these verdicts. High availability, fault tolerance, scalability, elasticity, global reach, customer latency, agility. Okay, these are all you may already heard. Since the other fresher also there, I just summarize all these points in single word, and then I can give the definition of each word. As I said, server may fail, or as may said, there is a Christmas is coming. During Christmas, more people is purchasing in Amazon rather than other days. Other days only 1,000 people is purchasing from Amazon. During the, on the Christmas day or on the Diwali day, there is 1 million people. Then do I create the number of servers for the whole year for 1 million people just for 1 day? Okay. But instead of that, the company asking is, oh, only that 1 day I need more space. Rest of the days, I need only one server. Right? And so those kind of flexibility is available in cloud. Okay. And second thing is, they say that, oh, I have my customer in Hyderabad as well as in California, as well as in Texas. Okay, I have customer in Texas, I have customer here. I'm uploading my video. I want to see the same kind of performance, the person watching from Hyderabad, same like the person watching from California, correct? Which means the global reach. Okay, in earlier days, yes, you need to install one server in Hyderabad, another server in California, and you upload the video in both the server. But after the cloud comes, you no need to do all. Okay, this all is options available there. Remember, this all options available there. You can choose it. Customer latency, as well as I told you, you can able to predict the cost. It is not just before, you don't know how much the cost will come for if I run this server for 6 months. But in the cloud, you can able to see that. You can estimate your cost. Okay, that's what. So that's the overall. Just I give the definitions. The reason is, in the exam, they will ask you they've given a definitions, you need to choose during the exam. Okay. So high availability. So high availability is nothing but if one server failed, another server will keep continue uninterrupted. Your service will not get interrupted even if any one server failed. That is called high availability. Then fault tolerance. What is meant by fault tolerance? Looks like high availability, fault tolerance same. There is a slight difference. Fault tolerance is even though by mistaken someone deleted a file or deleted a server, still there is another server holding your information. Okay, so any fault occurred also, it will keep continue your service. That's called a fault tolerance. Okay, scalability. Scalability is nothing but a vertical scale or horizontal scale. An example, your laptop having an 8 GB RAM, and then you want to add another 4 GB. Yes, it's possible. You take it to your laptop center, and they will remove hardboard and add that is called a scalability. Same way, if you initially you can install a small server with minimum resources like an 10 GB RAM or 2 CPU. Okay, so that you save some money. After 1 month, you see more customer comes, right? Now I want my server to be big. You don't need to stop. You just increase the RAM size and the storage size. Okay, that is called a scalability. And then elasticity. Elasticity is nothing but scalability is you are manually scaling up. You are scaling up, manually requesting or add additional RAM, add additional storage. Elasticity is nothing but automatically or dynamically. If more user comes, your server itself automatically increase, add more resources when more demand is there. Okay, and if the demand reduce, automatically it is going to scale down. Okay, as I said, I'm running a supermarket. I'm having all my billing systems in the cloud or Amazon. Let's take Amazon. If 1,000 people doing shopping, online shopping, it gives on one server. Suddenly, what happened during the Christmas time? This 1,000 people become 1 million people. It's a sudden spike. So my server automatically, based on the number of users coming and doing online search, automatically my server will get expand to handle 1 million people. And next day of Christmas, suddenly all that purchase will stop. Then automatically it get reduced. So in simple, elasticity is automatically scale up, scale down. Scalability is manually. Okay. So global reach. Global reach is nothing but, as I said, you can install in India, but you can have customers in the other side of the globe. Customer latency. Customer latency is nothing but if you are browsing something in internet, if whatever the content you want, it is nearby your location. You are in Hyderabad, then your data center should be within India. Okay, if your data center is in America and you are doing an Amazon shopping here, if you choose one product, you need to wait for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. But that is not the case, right? So that's why it's called latency. They create a copies with each region. Okay, this all cloud is taking care. You are not doing anything, but these are all the benefits of the cloud. Okay, you need to understand the latency means this is what latency, reducing the browsing time. So agility is nothing but speeding up. These are all. This is another. Earlier companies needs to wait for 9 months to set up one new project environment, but today they are setting up new environment in 5 to 10 minutes. That's an agility. And predictive cost considerations. What is predictive cost? You know that whatever the budget will come in advance. Okay. So disaster recovery is that for some reason there is a tsunami, it destroyed my old data center. Still your data, your application, your software available in another data center. So that's a disaster recovery. And security. Security is a multiple layer securities. So please, this slide, you need to understand 3 questions you may expect in the actual certification exam. Definitely high availability would be that, scalability and elasticity, any one question within these 2. Okay, as well as then there is the bottom 6 points, right? In that you may expect 1 question. 3 to 4 questions in this slide itself. Okay, CapEx versus an APEX. I told you, right? Now you all know what is CapEx. CapEx is nothing but capital expenditure. This is the upfront spending of money on your physical infrastructure. Okay. The next one is the OPEX. OPEX is nothing but operational expenditure. After you install, you need to spend some money for your electricity, for cooling, and updating the patches, like your laptop, right? You are adding an antivirus, okay, something. Okay, so those is an OPEX. You need to know these 2 difference. That is, I told you already. There is one question they give. You are maintaining you are maintaining a server. This falls under which pricing? Okay, that's called a OPEX. So consumption-based model I already introduced. This is the cloud service providers. They are operating, all cloud service providers, irrespective of Amazon, Microsoft Azure or Google GCP, all cloud service provider, they are operating on consumption-based model. Whatever you are consuming, you are going to pay only that. Okay. So if you are using a virtual machine for 1 hour, you are going to pay only 1 hour. If you are using that same virtual machine for 24 hours, you are paying 24 hours. You are using that virtual machine for 3 months, you are going to pay only 3 months. See, the advantage is when the project starts, the company set up all the environment, okay, like a server, storage, database, everything. Once the project ends, they simply destroy. Okay, they no need to retain those hardwares. It's kind of a renting. See, in simple terms, in what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but you are renting the products, and you are paying only the duration of your rental period. Okay. I can stop here. Just I summarize what we discussed and which is important. We started with what is cloud computing, and then we started with the cloud models. Okay, cloud model is only 3 words: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. And then we started talking about this CapEx, OPEX, and then the last one is the cloud benefits, right? Any questions in these 4? Only you need to know these 4 things, because the next one is another. So within these 4 topics itself, you may see in actual exam almost 6 to 7 questions. Okay, let me go the questions from the beginning. So a few questions from the chat window, and then I can quickly jump on here. Yeah, there is one answer. Yes, Gmail is from completely a cloud service. Okay, if somebody says I'm not using cloud, Gmail is a cloud service. So there is one question, in which case we go with public cloud in real time. See, everyone is using a public cloud only, all company irrespective of, okay, including Bank of America, SBI, they are all using public cloud. So one example is my employee's desktop. Okay, today's all the employees' desktop, their computer, the desktop services are provided from the cloud only. Okay, the authentication, right? They are entering username password, right? All the username password validate is happening at the Azure cloud only. Okay. So that apart from that, as I said, any projects during the project development period, because development period you don't have any sensitive information, right? So they are all developing in the public cloud only. They go, they rent a virtual machines, which is nothing but your servers and storage, and start developing the application. That's an example. So which has no SLA? No, which has no SLA? No, of course. The question is like this: who is not giving importance? See, obviously everyone is having an SLA. Okay, definitely public is having an SLA. Private also having an SLA, even though it is your own product. But within the team, they say my server will not go down for this much time. Okay, when they are designing, so there is no, I mean, no word like no SLA. Okay, everywhere is an SLA, but they are enforcing or not in private, it's up to them. Any pharma company are using cloud. Of course, all pharma companies are using cloud. The best real-time examples are they're placing orders, right? They're placing orders, again, the desktops, everything in that. Plus all the, myself personally working a couple of pharmaceutical-based data project where we are integrating the medicines combinations across the globe. Okay, combinations and what the outcomes. This all possible if I am in the cloud only. Okay, for example, I am collaborating with multiple this medicine producers. I can't go out to each company and collect the data. Okay, so this, what is the advantage of Azure cloud service over the AWS? Oh, in simple terms, the freshers can understand. Azure is having more opportunity. In what advantages? Yes, trust, the first word. Each and every company trust the Microsoft rather any other company. Okay, because Microsoft is providing IT services for more than 25 years and every business is benefited. That's why, see, even we as an individual, we trust Microsoft Windows operating system. Rather, Ubuntu, there are so many operating systems, right? Ubuntu is there, Linux is there. Why we are not using Linux? Why are we not using Linux? Okay, and why we are going with Windows? Flexibility, okay, user experience, and the trust, undoubtedly. Companies are trusting Microsoft. If I go Microsoft, I no need to worry about security. Whatever they are telling, it's that. Okay. Why people are coming to, I mean, Ameya, many people, they trust our delivery. They trust our what we promise we are delivering. Okay. So the trust is the number one. Number two is already they are using a cloud or Microsoft product. Okay. That's why they go with the cloud also Microsoft. It's easy to, they don't need to replace everything. Okay. They use that old product. Okay. That's why Microsoft. So SLA, we are going to see tomorrow. We will talk more on that. Okay, we can move on the next topic. Again, it's an important. The reason I answered the question is, whatever I described you, it is important. Just understand. I told you this all is a stories. Okay, the next module is the little bit down. Okay, this all is the concept, and you need to know this concept. You need to know these wordings when you are entering into the cloud. Okay, so cloud services. So far we see the cloud models. What are the models? Okay, remember model is public, private, hybrid. So in this model, I'm going to introduce what is meant by infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Okay, I'm sure many of you somewhere you heard this wordings. Okay, partially, either partially or somewhere. Okay. So at least you know, cloud is nothing but, you can think an example, cloud is nothing but a server rental provider. Okay, rental offer, like an hotel guys. Okay, first let's see the infrastructure as a service. Okay, definitely there is one question in this slide. I mean, they're asking which one is infrastructure as a service. So infrastructure as a service is nothing but the cloud providers, whether it is a public, private providers, they are providing the infrastructure to you. Okay, so I am interested one Linux server. I am interested one storage account. Okay, those are called as an infrastructure as a service. They are renting you only the infrastructure. In our example, they are renting you one blank, one empty room or one empty marriage hall. Okay, infrastructure as a service. Okay, they are providing only the marriage hall, nothing else. You need to decorate by yourself. You need to do everything inside. Okay, so infrastructure is as a service means they are providing you servers and storage. Networking, if you want a networking, they are giving networking. You want a physical building, they are giving physical. Well, obviously, everything is inside the building. Okay, so I want one virtual machine. Yes, you can take virtual machine. But what I'm going to use for that virtual machine, that is my wish. I'm going to use by myself. Either I can install any video editing software, or I can install some Java platform, or I can install .NET. That's up to me. But they are giving me a blank machine. Okay, as well as they are giving me a blank storage. In that storage, I can store movies, or I can store my application data, anything. That is up to me. Okay, so this is the very basic and no, I don't. Yeah, this is the very basic, and majority of companies or people using this service only, because they say, yes, I can rent these servers and I build all my application on top of this. Okay, infrastructure as a service is nothing but a bare metal or empty hardwares or infrastructure they are providing. Examples of infrastructure as a service is virtual machines, storage, network, and operating system. So they provide up to the operating system. Okay, after the operating systems, they will. I mean, you need to install whatever you want. For example, they give you a laptop. Okay, with Windows operating system. On top, once you received your laptop, then it's up to you. You want to install Notepad++ or YouTube application or WhatsApp. That's up to you. Okay, platform as a service, the next level. Platform as a service means it's one layer above the infrastructure. They provide environment for building, testing, and deploying software application without focusing on your underlying infrastructure. A best example is Oracle database. They are giving an Oracle database. See, Oracle database, it will not come just like, right? If Oracle database is supposed to run, I need one physical machine, right? I need some storage. Without that, my Oracle software will not run. So if you go as a platform as a service, they say you don't worry about the underlying hardware. Which software you want, tell me, I will give you a software. Obviously, it's a little higher price than infrastructure as a service. They will give you an Oracle database. They will give you a MySQL database. Okay. They are, in our analogy, they are giving a marriage hall with decorations. Okay. Only a decorations. Okay. A stage decoration is available. Kitchen facilities are there. Utilities are there in the kitchen. But you need to bring the cook, you need to bring, you need to maintain everything. Okay, so that is called a platform as a service. Okay, so that space, whatever you need, but obviously you need to pay extra rent if they are giving like a pre-decorated marriage hall they give you, or a furnished home. Or another example is the first example, the infrastructure as a service, a blank 2 BHK apartment, nothing was there. You need to purchase your furniture, everything you need to do. But the platform as a service means a furnished apartment. They have a basic furniture, cot, sofa, TV, those things are already available, but you need to pay an additional rent. Correct? That is called a platform as a service. So in the exam, what they will ask in the exam, database or testing environment, that is a platform as a service example. Server storage, it is infrastructure as an example. Database, Oracle, MySQL, it is a platform as a service example. The last one is software as a service. Okay, Here it is equivalent to our example, like our staying, right? Empty flat and then furnished flat. The last one is hotel. Even you no need to, worry anything. The servants are there, cooks are there. They will cook for you. They will serve you everything. You just go and order whatever you want it. You go sleep in the bed. You no need to clean, nothing. Everything, the people are already there. Okay, so they are taking care. Only thing is you need to pay extra money for that, right? It's a higher costly. Okay, it depends on. So in our real world example is our WhatsApp is an example, right? It's a software as a service. Or my Office Outlook, it's a software as a service. In the exam, they will ask Office 365. It is an example of software as a service, remember? But in real world, the mail service, it's a software as a service. These are all an example of SaaS product. So you need to remember these three words in the cloud world. Infrastructure as a service is the basic and fundamental service. They are providing servers and storage. The next level is platform as a service. They provide the platform also, but you need to develop everything on that. The last one is software as a service. Everything is available. You just go log in. That is a software as a service. Okay, this is the comparisons. As I said, infrastructure is the most flexible. You buy and use everything, but it is very cheaper. Platform is little costlier, but it is focused on application development. SaaS is a pay-as-you-go pricing model, and it is an expensive. Okay, so this is where the responsibility comes. Okay, so this slide is nothing but whatever so far I discussed it previously, like an infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Who is who is responsible for what? For example, the blue colors are Microsoft or any public cloud provider, and the green boxes are the us, whoever is renting. They need to maintain and manage. Okay, if you look in the left hand side of this slide, okay, the left hand side, this is an on-premise. So for IT environment, they need to maintain everything, starts from storage, network, compute, virtual machine to the data. They need to maintain everything 100%. They need to do. But when I go to cloud, these three, if I'm using an infrastructure as a service, I just take a virtual machine. Then for that virtual machine, network, storage, compute, Microsoft will maintain. I need to maintain what operating system, whether I need a Linux or Windows, or I need an application, everything I need to maintain. Okay, here. So I have more responsibility than Microsoft. If I go platform as a service, Microsoft is having a more responsibility compared to IaaS, and I need to maintain only my data and application. Okay. If I go software as a service, Microsoft is responsible for everything up to the applications. I need to use only my data. Okay, whatever data I put. Okay. That's the one. Don't worry about this serverless computing. This we are going to see a little later. Okay. Okay. Now we comes to the end of the module 1. Okay. I hope at least now you keep on here what is cloud, right? Cloud is nothing but delivering of IT service via internet. And then you need to remember cloud models: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. I assume now you have the familiarity of these three. And then service models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Okay, these three. So the total, these 7 words, along with CapEx, OpEx, and pay-as-you-go. That's all you need to know. And within this model, as I said, you will expect 15 questions. Okay, module 1. So we need to begin module 2. So before module 2, I just give you 5 minutes break so that you also, I don't want to stress you. Just 5 minutes, not more than that, because we need to complete 2 more modules. In between, any questions, please update in the chat room. So anyone wants to ask any questions in this module 1? Respect, you can ask. You can unmute and ask. If not, then I can move on to the module 2. So if you're not talking, you feel more. Either there is 2 things. Either you not understand or you find difficult to follow. The reason is so that I can change my delivery. That's the reason I asked you. Okay, so let's begin the module 2. So I'm going to stop share and start the next one. Yes. Naveen asked, yes, can you explain all the services on Azure portal? Definitely. So as yeah, it's a good idea. I can start with the Azure. No, after the module 2, I can start demonstrating the Azure portal, everything, all of this one. That makes sense because as I said, the module 1 is common for all the service providers, right? Whether it is an AWS or Google or an Azure. After the module 2, we are going to talk more specifically about the Azure. And then I can demonstrate the Azure portal. That way you will know. Okay, so module 1 done, right? Core, cloud concepts. Whatever we talked, those all is grouped into a cloud concepts, okay, which is applicable for any cloud provider. Okay, that's a cloud concepts. So the next one is now I am moving closer to what Microsoft Azure offering. Okay, so far whatever we discussed, which is common for Azure, AWS, GCP. Whatever I'm going to talk here, this also same you can able to see in AWS as well as GCP in different names. Here they call virtual machines in Azure. In AWS they call EC2. Okay, EC2 machines instance. If I go to the GCP again, I think that also it's a virtual machine. So only the small the namings. Here I call it a storage. Yes, blob storage. In AWS they call an S3 storage. Okay, see the product is same. The origination is same. Only the namings are different because to survey the business. Okay. So let me begin. A slide. Oh, okay. So I hope I'm audible, right? Can someone acknowledge?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, thanks, Kish. Okay, so model outline, what is Azure services? So from now onwards, we are going to talk from Microsoft Azure perspective. No difference between them. Okay, so I can start with how this cloud got deployed. Okay, everything is fine. Oh, you are saying that in 5 minutes, I'm getting a server and I only pay what I see, whatever I'm using. Also, you are saying that I have a high availability, scalability, everything is available. How they actually realizing, okay, how can they able to actually offering it? Okay, it's a simple concept. They purchase everything wholesale and they are giving us in a wholesale rate, like the same grocery shop, okay, supermarket. They purchase everything as in bulk, and where whatever is unutilized, they are giving to us as a reduced price. That's the simple concept. Okay, so how they deploy? Okay, it's not only that purchasing whole concept. They need to have some plan for how they deploy, how they set up those business. Okay, that is also important. So in this model, first I'm going to introduce about Azure architectural component, or in other words, there are few terminologies that you need to be aware. And also this will explain you how they are giving this high availability, low latency, etc. Okay. So I start with Azure architectural components. I introduce regions, availability zones, subscriptions, resource groups. Okay. And then I'm going to talk about what are all the products they are, or services they are providing: compute, networking, storage. Okay. You need to know this. Then only you can able to purchase. See, I showed you in a grocery store, oh, there is a department called cosmetics. There is a department called grocery. There is a department called cleaning. Okay, that is fine. How do I know what I should go and purchase in cosmetics? What are all products available in, unless if I don't know what are all the products available in cleaning, still I'm in confused state, right? That is what we are going to talk in this slide. Okay, this model. What are all the compute product available? What are all the networking product available? Then you can purchase. What are all the product available in the cleaning section? Okay, that's what. Okay, first let's see the architectural. Even you not understand, but try to hear this word. Definitely it will use when you are creating or working your cloud services. What is mean by regions? Okay. Okay. So it starts with very high region pair, availability zones, Azure resources, resource group, Azure resource manager, subscription, Azure management groups. What is all this? This is not a product. This is not an server storage. This is how that layout. If I enter in a supermarket, how they organized the departments, what the names they given. Cosmetic department, right? The name itself, it implies, which means in that department, I have all the cosmetics. There is a pharmaceutical department inside my supermarket, which means all my medicines are available there. Okay, such a way, the region pair, these are all called like how they designed or deployed this product. That is the words. Okay, it is not a technical, it is how they deployed. So when I'm going to purchase a medicine, I entered, then I need to ask them, oh, where is pharmaceutical section in your supermarket? So that I no need to waste time to roam around the entire supermarket, correct? In such a way, this region pair, everything is there, okay? So first, regions, okay? Region is nothing but, it is made up of more data center. As I told you, even though cloud, inside the cloud, what they have, the physical servers only, okay? So where the servers would be deployed, wherever the bunch of servers are deployed, they call this a data centers, okay? Thousands of servers would be installed in that data center. And what is available in data center? Power, AC, air condition, okay, to cool the servers. Electricity power, electricity, they give two connections, so that if one connection goes, another connection will up, and then the space, maintenance, everything is there, okay? So data center contains more servers, okay? Then what is regions? Region is made up of more data center. I have hundreds of data center or 50s of data center in a region, okay? Our simple word, region is nothing but geographical distribution. India, okay, if you take India, southern region, eastern region, western region, north, but technically all the cloud provider, they have only two regions, one region or two regions in India. One is Mumbai based, okay, they call this an South Asian region or Asian region they call. There is a South Asian region where Singapore is having the maximum data centers, okay. If you go the western side, US or Canada, US, they distinguished 4 regions: East US, West US, Central US, yeah, more than 4. If you look in this diagram, okay, this slide, you see here, West US, West Central US, this all is a region. This blue color dot is a region. Then inside that region, I have more data center. So, okay, so data center is a big buildings, okay, and they have a separate buildings. For example, southern India is a region, means I have data center in Chennai, I can have data center in Bangalore, I can have data center in Hyderabad, okay, but collection of all this called a southern data center, sorry, southern region, right? Such a way. So region is nothing but geo distribution, and Azure is the only provider having more regions than Amazon or Google, okay, which means more product, more server, more services available in Azure, okay, than any other cloud provider, okay. So if you look in this diagram, this is the global map, you can able to see wherever the regions, how the Microsoft Azure is distributed the regions. If you look here in the US, Canada, these are all the regions, and in the South America, only Brazil is the region. Again, inside the Brazil, they have so many data centers. So all the services for Brazil people, it tries to serve from the Brazil region. Okay. If you look here, where is our India? Somewhere here, right? Here you see India, South India, they have one region. Central India and West India, three regions Microsoft is providing here within India itself. Because majority of our Indian applications, they prefer to subscribe from, install that servers, renting the servers from these regions. In South Asia, here, East Asia, okay, and Middle East. So in short, regions offers a global separations, and region contains a multiple data centers. Don't worry, at least you remember this word. What is region? Region is nothing but a geographical separation or split. Then there is a word called region pair. What is region pair? If one region, for some reason, there is a war, okay, and they destroyed one complete South India, but my application data are critical, or there is a tsunami, there is a cyclone, the entire power outage happened in South India, but still I want to run my business. Then you can have the parallel in East India or West India data region, okay. So paired region is nothing but one region is paired with another region. Okay. For example, if you take here, East US and West US are paired. Okay. East US and West US are paired. If there is both region got affected, the Microsoft engineers will work to bring up any one region, I mean the primary region first, and then they focus on the secondary region. So, or simply, if you not, find difficult to understand region pair, so there is an each region has is a paired region. Whatever data present in one region, it's get replicated into another region to ensure your fault tolerance or high availability. Okay. So that's a region pair. Okay, this slide is having more on the the upcoming some concepts. So as I said in examination, regions will be one question, and here simply, okay, in this slide, you take it in this way. I have only one virtual machine or one computer. I installed all my application in this computer. What will happen this computer down? Then I lose my service, right? I can't able to work it. Or if I developed an application, that application will not be working. That's why they create two machines, right? As I told you before. So, but these two machines are in my house only. What will happen if my, power break happen within my house? Then again, my application will not work, right? Instead of that, what I does, so two machines I kept in my house, I kept another two machine in my friend's house. So that even though in my area power outage, his or her area power would be there, still I can serve my users. Okay. Or what happened, I can keep it in this guy in my next state and this person in another district. Such a way, even my whole district is power outage, I can use the other guy. Okay. So this is called an availability zones. I am going to. So this is the region path, just I described before. One region is paired with another, so that all data, everything copy here. If my entire region, my entire state or province is down, but still I can able to serve through the other region from East India or in North India. Okay. You can just see here in the top that this is called SLA. Someone asked SLA. We are going to see SLA later also. SLA is nothing but service level agreement. Whoever is giving these services, they are saying that 99.9%, if you are using only one VM, then Microsoft is saying, I am guarantee you 99.9% my machine will not down. So your application will up. What it says that, oh, which means that machine will never down. No, still 1% there is a down. That 1% how it happened? They say anything may happen, which is I can't able to predict. Right? You know how much this 1% in a year? It's an almost 2.5 days. 2.5 days. Imagine if a banking service is not available 2.5 days, what the loss it is going to cost. If my stock market application is running in cloud, this 1% unguarantee gives billions of dollars loss. Correct? That's why they say that, oh, if you want more, then use this concept, like use the availability zone. I mean, whatever, instead of one machine, purchase 6 machines and set up this model. Then my SLA will increase from 99.9 to 99.99, just only 1 9 added. What it says is my downtime will comes down from 2.5 days to 6 hours. 2.5 days to 6 hours. Okay, still there is they are not giving 100% days. Still there is a 6-hour downtime. If I spend instead of one machine, in the place of one machine, I use 6 machines, I can bring 2.5 days downtime to 6 hours downtime. Imagine my flights, the aeroplanes, right? All my flight guiding, everything is I'm using cloud services. 6 hours downtime, it brings a catastrophic. Even the stock market can't able to bear it, right? No. I want more. Then they say use more regions. These are all who will decide. The architect, the cloud architect, when they are deploying the services, they will do all this. Just I'm giving an example. Okay, what is the availability options? Not for you, this one. Okay, then availability zones, just I said, instead of one machine, you use as a 6 machines, and the 6 machines will replicate each other. So why all they are doing? To reduce that downtime. Okay, even if some tsunami comes in southern India, there is a monsoon issues in southern India, still my North India are good, or even my entire India is affected, I can keep another data center in the US. Okay, so a few resources. What is meant by resources in Microsoft Azure? These words are used only in Azure. Okay, resource is nothing but my virtual machine is called a resource. What is a product in a supermarket? What I say, powder is a product. Sugar is a product, right? Lysol liquid is a product. Such a way in Azure, everything they call as a resource. Okay, virtual machine is a resource, storage account is a resource, virtual network is a resource, app service is a resource. This all you need to know when you are go and working on the cloud. You should know what are they talking in resource. In a project, they are saying, oh, there is a VM resource, there is a storage, there is a resource. I need to create a resource, which means what they are trying to talk. One of this one. Okay, all the product inside the cloud, virtual machine, storage, virtual network, SQL database, app service, functions. Okay, that's called a resource. Then what is resource groups? Okay, so resource group is a logical name, or it is a basket. Think like a basket. I put all resources in that resource groups. Okay, so I name is a basket 1, basket 2. So basket 1 containing customer, Bala is a customer. Okay, the customer name. Okay, so this basket 1, whatever Bala purchased, all the product, put it in a basket 1. This go to Bala. Then there is a second customer, customer 2. He purchased some other product, put it in a basket 2. Okay, basket or container, give it to them. So resource group is a logical grouping all the resources for that particular customer or particular subscription. Okay, so resource group is a logical container. Okay, a logical container or logical basket where all resource you can put it. Now you need to note one point. Any resource available in Azure, it should be part of one of the resource group. Okay, if you purchase any product, you should put it in one container. Okay, without that basket, you can't be able to hold it just like in hand. Okay, so any resource you create in Microsoft Azure, it should be part of one resource group, and it is going to part of only one resource group. Okay, it is not going to part in a multiple resource group. Okay, keep remember this one. Okay, so any resource you create in Azure, it is going to be part of one resource group. Later on, you can move from one resource group to another resource group. That's all possible, but at any point in time, it is going to exist in only one resource group. So if I want to create a resource, first I need to create a resource group and then create resource. Please type any questions you have in this context. There is an ARM template, Azure Resource Manager. This is a famous word. Those who are working professionals, they interested to learn this. There is a more people required in this area. In simple terms, this is nothing but ARM template or Azure Resource Manager they call. It is an automation. Okay. Earlier days, if you want to install any server, you go and physically install by lift shift. ARM template is nothing but you do all in a scripting way. It will install on behalf of you. Okay, whatever you want. Okay, that's enough for that. Simply this resource manager or they call this word. Okay, remember in Azure world, all the people use the word called template. It is it's a kind of a template you fill and it automatically deploy resources for you. Or other word, you may heard the word called infrastructure as a code. Okay, infrastructure as a code. That is nothing but this template. Okay, you are writing a code to deploy a resource. That is called an template. Okay, so now this one you need to know, Azure subscriptions. Okay, so subscription is nothing but it is a fundamental or base. Okay, base of your product or purchase. If you are entering into Azure cloud, by default they will assign one subscription to you. Subscription is tied for your billing. It's same like other subscription. You are using your cable TV, right? Cable TV is a subscription. Under the cable TV, you have your own channels, and based on your channels, you are paying monthly fees, right? Such a concept, the same concept here also. Subscription is nothing but you are subscribed to Azure services, and under that service, whatever resource you are using, it's get bill generated for that subscription. Okay, so a company can have more than one subscriptions because they have multiple projects. Each team they may have one subscription. Under the subscription, whatever products they want, they use it. Okay, subscription is for an billing purpose. So by default, if you enter into any Azure portal, you will be assigned to one subscription. Basically, you are subscribed to that product subscription, and then you need to create a resource group to get a resource. Which it's same like an supermarket. First, you take an empty basket and put the product whatever you want. Okay. So I think with this intro, I can just quickly show one demonstration. Okay, what is subscription? What is resource group? What is resource manager? And then we will go from there. Okay. I hope you can able to see it, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And, yeah. So, okay, the question is from where you can begin for Azure cloud or anything, right? From where you can enter. What is cloud? Okay, you never see. So default, any cloud, they have a web console. This is called a web console or the browser. As I described to you at the first, cloud service is delivering through internet. So now I'm connected internet. I want to access the cloud service. Okay. So from where I can start? So each cloud provider having their own web portal. Okay. In Microsoft Azure having the portal name called portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. Okay, please note down this one. In examination also, in an actual certification exam also, they will ask from where you enter Azure. Okay. Okay, for me, I already authorized, so it directly takes me to inside. Okay, this web portal. But if you are new, it will ask you to enter your, user ID password. If you are first time you are login, it will ask you to create an account. Okay. So once you created an account, you need to enter username password. It will take you. This is the home page or the console. We call it as a web console, where you can able to see the Microsoft Azure cloud services. Okay. Since I'm using this very oftenly, you can able to see more options. For in your case, you can able to see very limited these options. Okay. How you can understand this portal? There is a top. You see here in the left-hand corner, there is 3 horizontal lines. If you click here, it will show all your major service or resources provided by the Microsoft Azure. If you are interested in, for example, resource group, just we discussed, or app service, or SQL database, or virtual network, like this, everything, anything. Okay, all the service would be highlighted in the left-hand screen. Okay, or there is a quick search box here in the top. Here also you can go and search. For example, I'm interested to I'm interested or I want to rent a virtual machine. Type virtual machine. So it will list virtual machine, virtual network, virtual cloud. Okay, whatever resources you want. Okay, you simply type it from here. So you can type in the search bar at the top, whatever resource you need. I want a storage. You simply type the storage. Okay, then storage accounts would be there. Okay, and then there is a few more things. This is we called as a cloud shell. You remember there is a terminal we used to log in to remote server like a putty or something, right? Same way in the web console itself, they are giving some terminals in case if any users are interested in command line, they can go here. You see, when I click, it automatically opens in the bottom line a command line, and no storage. Don't worry about that. But I will. Okay, hold on. Let me create this one for you. Yeah, create storage account. Don't worry. So I'm going to get a command line here. If people are interested, not like this GUI way, I am interested in command line. They are going to use this one. It may take a couple of minutes. See, behind the scene, actually, it is creating one storage account for me, one VM, because without compute power, it will not work. It is not using my laptop resource. It is using the resource from the cloud. Okay, it's creating. Sooner I will get one cloud command line prompt here. Okay, until that, let it run. I can yeah, you see here, it's requesting a cloud shell. Soon I will get the prompt. Once I get the prompt, I can type the command line. So connecting the terminal. So this is the shell environment. Those candidates are very interested in command line. Okay, here you see I have a command line. Okay, who am I, date. I can type all my Linux command or whatever I want it. Okay, this is a command shell for. Through this shell, you can create an automation script to deploy virtual machine, to deploy storage account, anything. Okay, if it is new, I mean, it's hard or new for me, don't worry. You can do everything in this portal. Okay, this is for some advanced users. Okay, not for you. I closed that. And also you can able to see few tabs. Okay, so here you see here one bell icon. This will give any notification in my cloud. For example, I'm deploying some service, or there is a due date for my payment. All the notifications, or if a company, there is some alerts, everything you can get it here. So here it says my credit limit, whatever my subscription, all those things. Okay. So this one, like that, is a normal settings. Okay, you can change some appearance, something. Okay, the profile settings. What is my Active Directory all? Okay, it looks like those things. Okay, and here you will be able to see your user ID and the password. I mean, which account you logged in. Okay, this is what, and this is the center screen, center of your console. Okay. In this center of the console, you can able to see whichever you very frequently accessing the product. Same like an Amazon web page. If you go Amazon web page, you see whatever the product you keep on very frequently accessing, that comes in the top. The same way, whatever the resources you are using in Azure, you can able to see in the middle of the screen. In the top, also, it's if you want to create any resource, directly you can create. You see here, create a resource. Just click create a resource. Whatever resource I want a machine. Here you see all the categories. If I want an AI machine learning machine, I can create analytics, blockchain, compute, only the compute power. You remember we see in the compute power, virtual machine, Kubernetes service, function app, Ubuntu machine, CentOS, like this, infinity kind of things. If I want any container or I want a database, all the database available, SQL database, Cosmos DB, Azure database, and DevOps. If I want any DevOps service, I can go here, DevOps service. If I want an IoT, Internet of Things, I'm a startup company, I want to use an IoTs. Okay, from where I can begin? Just log in this portal, start using your IoT hub and IoT central, that's all. Then it start receive your data, whatever application you want to build, you can build it. Okay. So this is the how to create a resource, how to create all this. I told you, right, subscription and the billing. So this is called a subscription. By default, you no need to create a subscription. Once you logged in, automatically one subscription assigned to you. Okay. And everything I controlled via the subscriptions. So this is my subscriptions. Okay, it says my subscription is active and my platform subscription. And if I go my subscriptions, okay, I'm connected my subscription. You see here my last billed amount, how much, my current, whatever the credit I have it. Okay, invoice overtime, everything based on the period. I can able to see current period to the previous or the past. Anything I can able to see. Okay, here if you look this widget closely, it tells about which resource using how much cost. Breakdowns are there. Okay, for example, if you look here, I can't able to zoom in. See, zoom in. Okay. If I zoom in, you can, oh, it's open my cost analysis. See, I have a forecast. Okay. Okay, here you see how my costing got increased. Okay, they given this forecast. Okay, and based on the service name, my storage consumed $4 yesterday. My backup consumed 0.26 cents. My virtual network consumed something. My bandwidth, and which location I spend more. I spend most in US West 2 and US East 2 also I spend something. And which resource group spend more. I have so many resource group. Each project I created a separate resource group. Who is spend what? The complete this detail. This all will helpful for the management. They will understand who used what, how much they used. Okay. And if you look here, this diagram, okay. This diagram, what this says, this cost analysis, based on currently whatever services I subscribed. As of February 4th, it cost $4 today. If I continue the same, I'm not adding any new resources, then my price at the end of February 26, it will cost $20. By March 3, okay, so the total cost would come $20. You see the forecast, which is impossible before. Today I'm in February 4th. If I'm continue the same resource without shutdowning, okay, then it will cost $20 at the month end. Then I can take some precaution steps. Okay, so this is an example of how the cost analysis. But going back, let me reduce this. Okay, okay. So going back, this is my subscriptions. Okay, if I click here, subscription overview, so it tells about my product and each product, the number of product and the resources, how much it cost, consumed, everything, all the detail in this case. But this is my subscription ID and this is my billing period and my role, and everything is available here. Okay, I go subscription and I go home. Okay, so we have seen subscription. Now I can show you the resource and the resource groups. I told you virtual machine is a resource. Okay, at the end of the session, I can demonstrate you how to create a virtual machines, and we will see how long will it take. After subscription, quickly I can show you the resource groups. So you see here AmeyaCloud 1 group. This is a resource group. Okay, this is a resource group. I told you, right? It is a container. I put all my resources inside. So this resource group contains these resources. I have one public IP. I have one security, network security firewall. I have one virtual network. I have one virtual machine. Okay, these are all the resources. It's under this resource group. Resource group is nothing but it's a container. And these are all the resources. If I want to delete all these resources, I no need to go each and everything. Simply delete the resource group. Simply destroy the basket. All the product will get deleted. Okay. So remember, if you are trying by yourself practice, create new resource group each time and create all the resources under that resource group. After you practiced, destroy or delete the resource group. It will avoid you some overcasting. You remember the beginning of the session I told, if you don't know how to use properly this, it will eat all your money. Okay. So when you are practicing or something, you go here, you can create a resource group, create resource, get experienced, get feel. After you complete, don't forget to delete the resource group. If you delete resource group, all resources will be deleted. But if you're trying to delete individual resource, sometimes it may not get deleted and you will be get charged by unknowingly. Okay. That's why delete the resource group. It delete everything. So we seen resource group and the subscription. Let's continue our remaining topics and then come back here for the demonstration. Any questions, please type here. Okay. So, but long story short, this is how you have to enter into Azure Cloud. Just try portal.azure.com and home. I can put it in the chat window. You can keep this for your future reference. Okay. This is where you are allowed to enter. Portal.azure.com. In interview, they will ask, how do you create a resource? Just start with, I need to log in portal and then create a resource group. Even after that, you don't know, they understand, yes, at least you know where to enter in that, the big mall, right? After that, they know that, okay, at least you have an idea and knowledge of this. Because many people doesn't know this. Keep on you are learning like an virtual machine, blah, blah, that will not help. This is the real way you need to learn. Okay, let me go back the slide. So I can demonstrate you the region pair, everything, how we are creating, okay, at the end of this session. So we have seen all this, billing account subscriptions, okay, everything is there. Okay, so now a quick how to organize all this information. I told you many things, right? Resources, resource groups, subscriptions. This is how they structure. Okay, so from top to bottom, let's go top to bottom. First is management groups. It's equivalent to companies like TCS, Cognizant, or any other company, big company. They have a management groups. Okay. Under the management groups, they create multiple subscription for each business vertical, marketing team, sales team, production team, or each project wise also they will create a subscriptions. For US client or an India client, they create a subscriptions. Under the subscriptions, they have a multiple project teams. So each project team create its own resource group. Okay. For example, project team 1, they create its own resource group 1. Project team 2, they create its own resource group 2. Okay, there are multiple projects for the same clients. Okay, under the resource group, they create the resources. For project 1, I need 10 virtual machine, 15 storages, blob storages, and then some VNet, everything. I want to work in isolator. Then they create all the resources here. Okay, and project 2, they say, oh, I need only SQL server. Okay, then they create only SQL server. And project 3, something. But at the end, the management will receive only one bill. Okay, management group will receive one bill, but at the same time, they can able to have visibility of each vertical, how much they are spending. And they have the visibility of each project team, how much they are spending. Also, they can put some security control at the each project level. Oh, this team, whatever they are doing, it should not be exposed to others. Okay, something like that. Okay, so this is the hierarchy. Okay. It's an for your understanding, start from here, subscriptions, followed with the resource group and followed with resources. In interview, they will ask something, what is meant by resource group? You simply say it is a container, contains all the resources. And then it's what is subscription? Then there may be a question in exam, they ask, can a company have more than one subscription? Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, let me move on another. Okay, now let's see some of the workloads or the resources. Okay, what are all the resources available in Azure? Anyway, already you have seen in that portal, right? So these are all the resources available in Azure. Like in a supermarket, what are the products they have? Virtual machines they're having, Azure app services they're having, Azure containers they're having, Kubernetes they're having, virtual desktop they're having. From the network perspective, virtual network, express route, blob storage, disk storage, file storage, Cosmos DB, Azure SQL, everything is there, as well as marketplace. The question may come, if I want to be an Azure cloud engineer, do I need to learn everything? No. Okay, the quick answer is no. Up to this level, you know how to enter into that portal. You know how to just view that things. That is enough. This all again, project by project. This is all a specialist area, right? And this is, and for example, you are a data engineer. Only the products related to data engineer you should be learned. Okay, if you are an application developer, only the product relevant to application development you need to learn. Okay, not everything. Okay, you don't need to learn all of these things. Okay, but at least you know this all available there. That's all. You don't need to learn, or you don't need to becoming an understanding of all this product. No, zero. Okay. So some compute service example for exam perspective, but for your interview perspective or others, they will not ask any of this. They will ask what is virtual machine, what is Kubernetes. This is the only thing they will ask in the interviews. Okay. So from compute perspective, if you are all closely look this here, this all give the CPU power, virtual machine. It's like your laptop or server or app services. So it is giving some compute service, container service, Kubernetes service. It's a collection of container service. As I told you, the desktop. You no need to have your own desktop. The companies are having virtual desktop in the cloud. You are using your laptop just to access the virtual desktop. Okay, and they control all the security in that virtual desktop. Okay, so you no need to know all of these things. So if you rent a virtual machine, it's one example. It comes with your processor, memory, and storage. Like how you purchase a laptop, you get a RAM, hard disk, and the Ethernet port, something, right? The same way. And the virtual machine is part of infrastructure as a service. Remember, don't forget the first model concept that you need to know. Okay, what are all the different service models? Okay, so I can, as I mentioned, I can create a virtual machine at the end of this session so that you will get to know. Okay, and we will share you the procedure also. If anyone is interested to try by yourself, create the virtual machine by yourself. We have an exercise. In our regular training, we have each and every model, we have an exercise, but this one is kind of a sponsored one. So we don't have, due to the time constraint, we can't able to give you an exercise for each and every. But in our actual training, we go and each and every trainee will work with each topic at the end, and they get hands-on experience with that. Okay. But I will provide you the virtual machine creation exercise to you at the end of this session. Okay, so just for your knowledge purpose, nothing else. These are all you will not expect in kind of an examination the certification, as well as much in the interview also. Okay, so Azure App Service is nothing but it is a PaaS based, okay, platform as a service. You remember earlier we said infrastructure as a service. Virtual machine is an infrastructure as a service. Then platform as a service. This app service is a platform as a service. You have some .NET code or .NET Core code or Node.js code or Java code you written in on-premise. You want to run that code in the cloud. How can you run? You develop that code and put it in the app service. It will run for you. What it means, it provides the compute service. It provides the necessary infrastructure to run your code. For example, I have a big data application. Is it possible I can run it in my laptop? No. Then I need a big data environment. But if I want a big data environment, I need to deploy 10 servers up to 1,000 servers, something. It's highly expensive. But I have an application. Instead of that, I go to the cloud, just put my code, I develop a code, put it in app service. It will run for me. Okay, that is an app service. Again, container. So so this becoming some very famous nowadays. I build everything in a container based. Okay, again, where I'm building it, using the virtual machine only I'm building. After I build, I want to deploy. Where I deploy, again deploy in the cloud. There is a container instance you deploy. Kubernetes service, you can deploy that. Okay. So container instance is nothing but it is a PaaS offering. Microsoft Azure is having a lot of containers and you deploy your code in that container. I have a cluster of container application. Yes, Microsoft Azure is giving Kubernetes service, you deploy that. These are all the buzzwords in the today IT world: container engineer, Kubernetes engineer. Okay. The virtual desktop. Okay, this maybe you can easily understand. I'm starting a company. I'm going to employ some this month 200 people. I need to onboard. Okay, if I want to onboard 200 people, I need to first basic. I need to provide a laptop to them. Laptop and basically I need to provide a desktop. If I give you a desktop, each company have its own security policy. The employee should not use USB. They should not use internet. I should restrict some of the websites, and then I need to install antivirus, and then some basic softwares, for example, PuTTY, some basic softwares I need to install in desktop. In olden ways, what happened, there is an IT team separately for infrastructure team. For 200 resources, they installed 200 laptops one by one, and they took 2 months to onboard them. Okay, but today I create one template in cloud, only one template. If 200 resource comes, I simply say using virtual desktop into 200. Within a minute, I have 200 desktop. My new employee comes, I give someone dummy laptop. I tell, go to this remote desktop and use the desktop there. Okay. And next month, I'm going to onboard 1,000 employees. Fine. I no need to do anything in next month. I have a previous template. Use the template, build 1,000 desktop. And each employee get their computer from the day one onwards. They don't need to wait for setting up the resource, setting a receiving laptop, setting their user ID, password. Those periods all are gone now. Okay. I hope this example will make you understand the power of the cloud as well as how the companies are using now today. The same for project. I'm going to start a project, then I don't need to buy a big server, waiting for that, install everything. Go to this portal, create a server, you then start work on the project. Start work on the project. Okay. Likewise, the core compute service we seen, right? Few examples for network service. I want to create a network only for my company. You remember in public cloud, my company is also there, my competitor company also there. Like an SBI bank also there, HDFC bank also there, like an other bank, Punjab National Bank also there. Okay. Likewise, some other intruder also there. How I am ensuring they should not steal my data. They should not forget about steal. They should not see what I'm having, right? For that, you can create your own network within that, and you apply whatever you can able to do it in your on-premise. Same thing, like in a hotel room, even though you rent a room, you can set up your own security, put your own key, lock, so that the next room person can't able to see your room, or they can't able to enter into your room. Okay, so those all is possible, but this all is an optional service. Okay, remember, this all is an optional service. So you can create your own virtual network, you can create your own private VPN gateway. Okay, you can create your own networks. All this is available. Only thing is you need to pay and use. I mean, pay as you go. Okay, whenever you need it. When I'm a startup company, when I'm starting this month, I no need to worry about all this. But 6 months later, I realized my business is increasing. Then I am equally vulnerable to that security also. Then I can start using my networking, everything. Okay. Yeah, we will do this next. Then the last one, I mean, the core services. So you remember the first one, we see compute. Compute is equal. See, you can think the cloud is like a laptop. What are the components, major components in your laptop? CPU, whether it is an Intel 5 or Intel 7. And then you have an RAM, whether it is a 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB. And the third one is the hard disk, whether it is an SSD disk or 500 GB hard disk, or it's a 1 terabyte hard disk, correct? This three is a core product. Same in cloud also they are giving the CPU equivalent of laptop in cloud is compute service. Okay. The RAM equivalent here is memory. The memory comes even the storage others. Okay. It includes both the storage. Okay. And then hard disk also falls under this storage service. The last one is networking. In your laptop, you are having Ethernet, Wi-Fi network, Bluetooth network. Same way here, they are having a network services. Okay, that's all the difference. So in Azure network, sorry, Azure storage, you have a container storage called blob storage, disk storage, Azure file. Again, I'm repeating, insisting, unless you are not becoming any specialized in cloud, you don't need to learn all this. This is all just for your information. What I'm saying is, you are targeting as a data engineer, then you no need to worry about anything in the compute side. You no need to worry about anything in the network side. But you need to, what you need to learn? I need to learn as an Azure storage, like a blob storage I need to learn. There is a Databricks I need to learn. There is a data factory I need to learn. Okay. And SQL. That's all I need to learn to becoming as a data science or data engineer, or I becoming as an AI/ML engineer. Then I need to learn Azure AI service, Azure ML service, not all this. Okay, this all is, as I told you initially, I'm introducing you what is available in the Azure. Okay, but not necessarily you should purchase all the product, whatever I'm introducing. Same for any cloud. Okay, this is where many people do some mistakes. I mean, they just started and they try to learn everything which is irrelevant to them. Okay. So there are three storage. These are for the architects. They need to know hard, cool, archive. Hard is nothing but real-time transactions. Whatever I store, I need to access immediately. Then that's classified as hard. Cool is I can wait for some couple of minutes, and archive is I store somewhere and retrieve once in a day, or I mean, even 1 day delay, I'm fine. The advantage is, for example, if I subscribe hard storage, I may pay like per day, for example, sake of understanding, 1 month, they are charging me 100 rupees for 10 GB data. It's in hard storage. The same I go for cool storage, they may charge 5 rupees, 50% discount I'm getting for the same 100 GB data. Okay. The same 100 GB data, if I'm selecting archive storage, I may pay only at 10 cents or 50 paise. Okay, only 50 paise. You see, 50 paise, I'm getting an 100 GB storage. If the same storage I'm choosing in hard, I need to pay as a 10 rupees. How much saving you are getting? This is a flexibility. Okay. But don't worry, even if you not understand, no worries, there is no questions. These topics all are. This is all for an introduce you to the Azure. Then, as I said, Azure also offering databases, Cosmos, SQL database for MySQL, PostgreSQL, everything. Okay. And managed instance, which means Azure is managed. This is, you remember we talked about infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and then the software as a service. Azure managed instance is falls under platform as a service. You can create your database, you can create your tables, everything is up to you. Okay, there is one word called marketplace. This is same like you guys are now familiar with marketplace. All the startups, okay, all the startups are third party, they create solution and they sell through the Azure marketplace. Okay. For example, you are looking some application which is not available in Azure, you can still take it from marketplace. Okay, so now we reached the end of module 2 review. For those who want to go for certification or interview perspective, you need to remember only the first half of this module. The Azure architecture, what is meant by region? Okay, region is geographical split. And then resource group. Resource group is nothing but a container, contains all the resources. And then that structure, subscription, resource group, resource, that one. And then nothing else, how to enter into that Azure portal, how to create. Okay, only those things you need to remember. The rest, all is just for your information. Okay, unless you put yourself in some specialized area, don't learn those things now. What I'm trying to say is, oh, I want to target for a data engineer myself, then whatever product or tools necessary for data engineer, only start learn those. Okay, don't learn unnecessarily virtual network, firewall, security, something. Okay, so with this, the module 2 is done. I'm going to start on module 3. As I said, I will give you a 5 minutes break for you all. What's the time now? Oh, we are near, right? So we have an 30 more minutes. So I can give you a 10 minutes, maybe 1:15 we will connect. I mean, we will again continue. After that, maximum 30 minutes. Okay, just bear 30 minutes. We come to conclusion of today's session, and as well as I can present and demonstrations. Okay, and then we see on tomorrow. So it take 10 minutes. Currently in my clock, it's 1:03. We connect back on 1:15. Any questions, please type in chat. View the recording also. Yeah. Okay. With that, I'm continuing this session. Okay. Now you understand at least Microsoft Azure resource group resources. Okay. The solution is nothing but with the help of those resources, there is pre-developed solutions available you can use. Okay. One is for IoT. Okay. So IoT to Azure, you have drones. You have some kind of an sensor devices, field farm devices. Okay. In olden days, or you have a tracking devices. 3 years before, even today's also many people is struggling such a way. They develop the tracking device, they develop the platform to receive the data, and they develop the data modeling to store the data, and they develop the reports. Everything they do from scratch, and the project will take bare minimum 2 years. Minimum 2 years. Okay. Instead of that, go to Azure, take IoT Azure Sphere. Okay. Just configure your end device and configure what the reports you want in other side. You finish this solution in less than 2 months and sell. Because if you wait for 2 years, in that 2 years, many things will change. Maybe whoever you targeted for your customer, their need is changed. Okay. So the smart or the intelligent way is use what is available, start build and sell it. Okay. We call this is a go-to-market timeline. Okay. It's reduced. Okay. That's an example of IoT. The next one is if you look at Synapse Analytics to Databricks. Many people started asking this one. Yeah, now I can talk about this also. The data science, I told you, right, initially. I was amazed that when I see in India, okay, many people started talking about, oh, data science is a lucrative domain. Data science is the future. Everyone wants to get in data science. Many reason is that's the future. Humongous salary available, no doubt. That's what the huge pay is there. And third one is a lot of innovation is there. Yes, a lot of innovation is there. And data is the next choice. That all true. But what they missed is there are two domains. One is data science, another one is data engineering. Data initially the industry thoughts, industry only introduced this definition, data science. Data science means somebody having a statistics probabilities and knowledge, and they can come, they can interpret the data. How we did beginning of this session. I showed this many people from Hyderabad, this many people from Chennai, this many people from Bengaluru. Okay, right? We see, and we come to think there is. I'm not saying more people from Hyderabad. What I said is, if you closely watched, there are more awareness in Hyderabad than Bangalore. Okay, there is more awareness in Bangalore. You see, it is taking to me the next level of the future. Okay, and now come back. So the data science, this too is a distinct, different field. The data science is once the food is prepared, once the data is collected, once I received all the information, then they create a story. Like the way I said, oh, there is more awareness in Hyderabad. Why? I see more people comes, which means they already heard this name cloud. Okay. So that is what the data science used to do. That's why the data science Generally, the company prefer somebody completes PhD degree because they write a lot of theories. Okay, based on the facts, they write the theories. Somebody who's having a PhD degree, somebody who is doing interest in the research area, somebody who is interested in some kind of an deeper analysis and provider. Okay, those not all people in that kind of category. Okay. So those are called as a data science. That's why the necessary skill for data science is statistics, probability, and visualization. Interpret the visualization. That is what. But for the data science, who is the actual backbone? The data engineers. Okay, then what data engineer used to do? Data engineer is the person who collected this data and bring all this data and reformat whatever way the data science team, irrespective of data science, the tools can do. They only give the structure, full information, and present in nice way, the way what we look in morning, right? Nice way in the chart. That is what data engineer is doing. Okay, so then what skill data engineer should have? Data engineer should have SQL and basics of this engineering tools, how to use these tools. So this Databricks comes in that. Synapse comes in that, Data Factory comes in that. If you go for AWS, again the big data, right? The HD insights are there. In AWS, we have a Spark, we have a visualization. Same in GCP, you go BigQuery, right? Same Hive is there in GCP. Okay, you should know that tools. Okay, you should know that tools. You are calling as a data engineer. Okay, and by the way, data science, it's already started. The industry realized, oh, what we thought, we don't want data science, we want a data engineers. Why? The data science is just a visualization. This story, any visualization tool tell. Power BI is an excellent tool. It tells all this, whatever my interpretations. Okay. SAS is a tool which tells. So the data science team should learn Power BI, SAS, or Tableau. These are all the area. The tool itself will tell nicely. Okay. For that, I know needed some PhD degree guy. But if I ask the PhD degree guy to structure my unstructured data, they don't know anything. For that, I need a data engineer. So now the company all realized I want a data engineer, then the data science. In already started in US, Canada, but in India now the slowly started changing that needs. So what I'm telling is focus on data engineer if you are an engineering guy. Okay, so engineer only does the nuts and bolts. They only construct the building. Okay. Once I painted the building, people will say, oh, this is a mall, or this is a residential house, or this is a commercial place. That is what the data science used to do. Okay. So if you want a data engineer, then you need to learn data engineer tools and technologies. Okay. Keep this in mind, and yes, you will see these changes in the industry, I mean, going forward. Okay, everyone understand that. So data engineer, usually they are all, earlier they do an ETL, ELT data warehouse domains, but now they started, there is a tremendous demand for data engineer. If you just Google it, you know that what I'm talking. Okay, the data engineer is a humongous demand for the next 5 years, not this year, next 5 years. Okay, and the people are no resources available, and they are only the future for this domain. Okay. Okay. So why I talk all this is because when I look this Synapse Analytics to Databricks, okay, they are saying Synapse Analytics to Databricks. There are so many tools for the data engineers. If you learn that tool, no company is asking, do you have any experience? They're asking, do you know this tool to work? Yes, please welcome. And there's not much hard interviews also in this. Okay, it's a quick interview. And again, this AAML is also a part of data engineering now. Okay, so these guys only prepare everything, okay, to build this model, to build artificial intelligence, all that. Okay, in short, if people, anyone doesn't know what is AAML, simply whatever decision we are taking, the machine is taking that decision. That is an AAML. Okay, we teach the machine and machine is used to do. Okay. So we have those things also. By the way, we are, I mean, Ameya is much specialist all these areas, whatever area, IoT, data science, data engineering, AIML, DevOps. DevOps is another fantastic domain. Okay, and these are all the domains. There is a huge demand, I mean, for the futures. Okay. So now I come back to Azure management tool, how to manage the cloud service using the portal. Just I showed you PowerShell. PowerShell I can show you maybe in this session end up also. What is the PowerShell they are doing? Same. The CLI, I showed you the CLI also. When I open that, I click the small button, right? It created my command line. CLI. These are all the ways you can interact with the cloud. This is a same for AWS, same for GCP. Okay. I move on the next quickly, other things. Azure solutions, I told you, right? There are an IoT Hub, IoT Central, IoT Sphere, Synapse Analytics, HD Insight, Databricks are there. These are all for, if you look here, you are seeing completely different. Here, they are not talking about virtual machines. They are not talking about your other things. Instead of that, they are talking about the actual tools using in that solution. That's what I described so far. Data engineer means you should know Synapse, you should know HD Insight, or you should know big data, you should know the Databricks. The Databricks is nothing but our Spark technology. Okay. So if you want an Azure machine learning engineer, then you should know machine learning, you should know cognitive service, you should know bot services. Okay. If I want to become as an cloud developer, application developer, then you should know Azure function and logic apps. If you are becoming a DevOps or a cloud DevOps, as a fresher, I want to go in a DevOps domain, you should know GitHub Action, Azure DevOps tools. There are Azure Pipeline, Azure CI/CD, everything. Okay. You may ask, do I need any experience for this? No, zero experience. As I told you today, companies are asking only the skills. Do you know this? Because this all is introduced 2 years before only. How come they may expect an experienced guy in this? And this all is very easy compared to you are learning as a Java language, individual programming language, or testing. Okay, this is much, much simpler and easier. Okay, I can go quickly. Meanwhile, just give me a moment, minute.
Voice is not audible.
Yeah, thanks. Is it audible now?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So what I'm requesting, I see some people may want to leave little early. I'm requesting you, there is one link just now my team pasted that. You write your own review about this today's session. Okay, this feedback will.
Your voice is not audible, sir.
How about now? Still not audible?
It is audible.
Now it is audible.
Okay. It's good now, right? I can continue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I'm repeating again. I'm seeing some people may want to leave little early because it's more than after 1:30 p.m. currently. In case if you are leaving, kindly fill that Google one review form my team puts. That will help me to retune for the tomorrow sessions. Okay, one small link was pasted in the chat window. You can just click that link and write your honest feedback. That will be help us. Okay. Let me see whether my team pasted or not. My team not at pasted. Okay, I can continue. They will paste it. It's okay. Can you paste the link? Yeah, okay. So they can paste it. As I said, right? So for IoT, there is an IoT central complete end-to-end solution is available in Azure. There is an IoT hub, which is, you have any sensor. All the sensor drivers by default, this IoT hub is exposed. You simply connect it. Okay, connect and start to use it. This one. Okay, IoT Azure Sphere is also something similar like. Okay, and I'm moving on next one. Okay, big data. So for example, it's my favorite. Okay, so the big data and the analytics. You want to becoming as a data engineer or data science. Okay, even a data science. Or you want to becoming as a data analyst, anything in data, okay, you should learn these products, okay. Azure Synapse Analytics is nothing but it is a cloud-based data warehouse system product, okay, where all the big data related data, it stores that. Okay, it provides some data pipelines, it provides an data ingestion, data storing, data export, extraction and publish, visualization, all is included there. Likewise, Azure is also offering another service called HD Insight, which is nothing but same like our big data platform provided in the cloud, HD Insight. It has Hive, Spark, Flume, Scoop, etc., all those. So you need to learn that. Or the Databricks is Spark-based analytical service. This is this too, the Synapse, Databricks, this Spark, this is the number one hot in the market. Okay, hot in the sense, there are 100 jobs available, only 3 people are. Okay, I can put it in that way. 2 reasons. There is no right knowledge the person having, or even the provider also. There is no trainers also. Okay, so this is a very, very hard product in the market, or hard domain in the market. So Spark, those who already know big data, they can able to understand what I'm saying here. But the Databricks, Synapse, HD Insight, and the Snowflake, okay, these are all the top number 1 highly paying jobs in the market and highly demandable position in the market. Okay, so the big data solution Azure offering under these 3 product name. So if you are focusing on data science or a data engineer, then you need to learn this area. Okay, I am focusing on AI/ML engineer. I want to becoming as an AI/ML engineer. Then you need to start learning about the Azure itself is giving us an Azure machine learning. Okay, so through this service, you can able to develop, train, deploy everything end to end. Okay, there is a cognitive services also available. There is an Azure bot services. If I'm targeting myself for a machine learning engineer job position or AI engineer job position, then you need to get trained in these 3 areas. Okay, Azure machine learning, cognitive service, Azure bot services. Okay, you need to be target these areas. Okay, there is, so I am targeting myself on cloud application development. I don't data engineer. I don't want a data scientist, or I don't want an AI/ML engineer. I don't want something. I want a generic application developer. Like I learned Java, I learned .NET. I want to build an application in cloud. Okay, see the Java, .NET, whatever they did so far is in the on-premises. Okay, but you are targeting something for the cloud. Then you need to learn how to work in the Azure functions, logic apps, and couple more tools. Only these 3 or 4 tools, that's all. And write the code there and understand how it executes. Okay, this is another demandable area. You need to focus it this way. By the way, the links are there in the chat window. In case if you want to leave, I'm requesting you kindly fill that URL in that link. Okay. I'm focusing on DevOps. I'm targeting myself as a DevOps engineer. Okay. Then Microsoft Azure is giving these DevOps tools: Azure DevOps, GitHub for Azure, Azure Test Lab. There is Azure Pipelines, Azure Boards. These are all the tools for DevOps. Okay. If you are fresher or you are in some career level, beginner career level, you are targeting to become as a DevOps engineer. Then you need to gain experience or understand how these tools works, how you should be able to develop solution in this tool. Okay, you remember at the very beginning I said just learning a programming language, it's not enough for the upcoming market. You learn Java and you try job with the Java, they may offer a 2.4 CTC, as a fresher 2.4 to 4 lakh CTC. Instead of that, you are saying that I am a data engineer. I learned a data engineer skill. I learned a DevOps skill. They offer double the times of CTC. Okay. To become that, you should know how to use these tools. Okay. That is what they are looking. Now you know why the company is also going with these tools, because they don't want to develop anything from the scratch. Okay. They want to utilize this and build the code. That's why the trend is changing. Okay, whoever in IT industry, they are all Java developers, Scala developers, they keep do with the existing one. But all the new and whatever the existing already developed, they are all transforming here. And to implement that, I need a new resource with this new skill. Okay. That's why the intelligent way or the smart way is focusing on working on this tool rather than focusing on old way of developing. So this is a management tool. I think I already demonstrated you Azure portal, Azure PowerShell. I can show you at the end of the session. CLI I already showed you the Cloud Shell and Azure mobile app. There are few other things tools available which is needed for the CTOs or the architects. There is a Azure Advisor which automatically diagnose and recommend you how efficiently you can save your cost, how efficiently you can deliver your services to the your clients. That is called Azure Advisor. There is an ARM templates. I told you ARM templates will introduce you automation in the cloud. You have thousands of servers. I want to deploy. I told you, right? 1,000 desktops I want to install. You don't need to go and install 1,000. You create an ARM template. Just click single button. 1,000 desktops are ready within less than a couple of minutes. That is called an ARM template. So ARM template is used for automation in the Microsoft Azure, and this is the word, the other name for this one, they call it infrastructure as a code. Okay, creating they put all the infrastructure in a code. There is an Azure monitor which helps to monitor all the services in your Azure. This is nothing but same like through the portal you can able to see the Azure monitor. Azure Service Health is also same way to check each and every services how it is performing. Is there any critical case there? Okay, those that. This is the pictorial way. You see here through whatever way you are interacting with the cloud, through the portal or through the PowerShell, through your mobile app. I mean, I'm talking this all for the technology people, the developers, the IT peoples. Okay, through you are working on all this. You need to interface via the ARM template only. I mean, it is going by knowing or unknowingly via the ARM. Okay. So leave this one for now. Only few more slides, then I can jump on my recommendation. You see here is a Azure advisory. This is how the dashboard will look like. It says your high availability. They give some recommendation for securities. Oh, there are some security vulnerability. Take some action. This is the way they will recommend. Give some recommends. Azure Monitor. So Azure Monitor will give log analytics. If you are a support engineer or production engineer, okay, you are a support engineer or a production engineer, you want to see the logs. So today you need to go each and every machine's login and see logs. Instead of that, all logs come to your Azure Monitor. You can see only the single portal, thousands of machines logs, and all alerts you can configure in the Azure Monitor. Okay, you want to do some automation tasks, send the email notification, everything you can do with this. So Azure Service Health, it tells about how whatever service I subscribed, it's how it performs. Is there any critical I need to take some actions? It will be pop up here. Okay, so we almost reaching near to the demonstration. So a couple more slides. Service Health continue. ARM template, I told you, right? This is the ARM template is for an infrastructure as a code. Okay, I can put any code and it executes, it goes everything via the ARM template and deploy the code. So basically it has a declarative syntax. What is meant declarative means? You don't need to write any code. Instead of the definition configuration file, you say I want 10 VM. That VM is an Windows machine, Windows this version, and then I need to install some YouTube app. So you can do anything. Okay, you instruct, and based on your instruction, it will execute. Okay. So yeah, we comes to near to end of this module 3. I can quickly show you the demonstration how to create a virtual machine. Okay, so that you will appreciate, you see whatever we are talking so far, you can able to see that. Okay, so you can able to see that I can quickly show you the demonstration of how to create a virtual machine and how fast it's taking. Okay, that way we can do. Meanwhile, I'm requesting you, please fill your reviews. There is a link provided by me. Just take the link and provide your valuable feedback. That would be useful for us. Okay. And after the demonstrations, we are going to conclude today's session. And tomorrow morning starts with the same time 10. and ends a little early tomorrow. But please remember, those who are attending 2 days, those candidates only will receive the certification, because it is what Azure asked. Okay, so you will get that certification at the end of tomorrow. Also, you need for additional learning. After that, you want to focus yourself on data engineer, or you want to focus on DevOps, feel free to reach our team. We are providing both in-person as well as a virtual class. Also, we are providing a job guarantee kind of program. What it means is we are running a diploma program, which is almost an 4 to 5 months, which we guarantees our job, 100% guarantee. You will get as a data engineer or DevOps engineer kind of a role, that kind of things also. So if you need more detail, please reach out our team. They will provide all those. Okay, it's a complete 4.5 to 5 months diploma program. At the end, we 100% guarantee you get job. Okay, for some reasons you are unable to get, we give it. So that kind of program also be that. But to get enrolled in that program, there is some pre-selection method and pre-assessment methods also there. That is a separate talk. We can. So I'm start my demonstration. Okay, and please take the link, review link, and provide your feedback. So I reshare my screen for the demonstration. Okay, I'm sharing my screen so that you can able to see that how I'm creating VM. By the way, at the end of the session, I'm sharing that procedure also, how to create a VM in case if any of you are interested. And we will assist you if you are a very first or new to the Azure, how to create your account there. That also we will help you. So please little careful while you are doing that, because otherwise it will eat up your money. Okay. So does my screen is sharing? Are you able to see my screen? I'm requesting others can mute. Unless if you want to talk. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
So are you seeing my this Azure portal, or which screen you are watching?
We are seeing yourself, not the portal.
Okay, let me go there. So you can able to see now my Azure portal, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So first let me showcase what is what. Let's find how are we going to create a virtual machine. So always planning will save, give more clarity. Okay. Okay. So the steps I'm going to do, number 1, first log into Azure portal, portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. Okay. After I logged in, you remember I have a subscription. The subscription will be created default, correct? So the first step, I need to create resource manager. Are you able to see my screen enough? Or it's very small. I don't know where is my Zoom. So first we need to create a resource group, because resource group is a container. Resource group. Okay. After I created a resource group, I'm going to create a resource. In our case, which resource we are going to create? We are creating as a virtual machine, correct? Virtual machine. So this is the 3 steps we are going to do now. So first I already logged in. Okay. This is the portal.azure.com. And here is my username. So now I'm moving on to, wait, let me increase a little bit. So now I'm moving on to creating a resource group. To create a resource group, first I click either here or I can type here, whichever I want. But I prefer to create here, create resource group. Oh, sorry, it's creating a resource. It's better I go here. I type here resource group. Resource group. You see, as soon as I typed, I can able to see this one, resource group, first step. So when I clicked here, this many resource group I already having, leave this. I'm going to create, here you see there is one create button. So this window is called blade. They call it as a blade. Forget about if you're not able to remember also. You see the left-hand side, there is a create button. Click the create button. Okay, as soon as I create, it opens a new window to create a resource group. You see here, it's resource group I'm creating. To create a resource group. First, my subscription by default. You remember in the slide, I put subscription, resource group, and then resources, right? My subscription is here. So I need to create a new resource group. For example, I'm creating, I'm giving the name is Azure Fundamental. Azure Fundamental _ India. This training is delivering in India. So I put it, this one is in India. Okay. India, this is my name of resource group. Okay, remember this is just a container or a bucket to hold my resource. You see here region, it's asking which region you want to create this resource group. If you recollect our Azure introduction, I talked about region. Region is nothing but physical separation of the which data center I'm going to deploy, correct? So here East US is coming, but when I click here, I can able to see anything. I mean, I can choose whichever region I want. East US, East Asia, East Japan, Korea, Canada, France, in the Europe. Okay, here you see Asia Pacific, South India, West India, correct? So for the sake of our thing, I created South India. So I'm creating my resources, the virtual machine, whatever I want, I'm creating nearby my users or wherever I am, I'm nearby that location. Okay, so I chosen my region is an South India. Now you know that why that region was they started. Okay. So with that, I'm moving on my next. I need to reduce. Why this blade is not coming. So my screen, my bottom of the screen, you can't able to see it. I'm trying to create. Okay. Anyway, let me go. So after I created the resource group, I mean, after I click this one, I'm just, okay, let me keep this way. So there is a next step, review and create. Okay, review and create. When I click review, it's validate whatever you entered, is it a valid one? So it's validated everything. Now I need to create the resource group. But this screen is blocked, so I will do stop screen and create and then on screen. Okay, or I can put it in another screen. Hold on. This way it's better. I can share my other screen. So please remember, before you sign off, provide your feedback. Okay, so here you see the validation is passed. Now I'm going to create. Okay, click the create. It's creating the resource group. Okay, after created, you see here there is the notification. It tells, yeah, resource group is created. If I want to see my resource group, here you see it's a resource group. I created as an Azure Fundamental India one. Okay, here you see my resource group. Okay, I click here. Currently, I don't have any resources created, right? That's why it's empty. Currently, I don't have any resource created. That's why it's empty. So now I'm going to create a new resource for this resource group. So to create a new resource, I can create from here or go to my home page. Go to my home and then create resource. Either create that or directly I can type here. I'm just typing from here, virtual machines. So virtual machines, already I have 2 virtual machines. It's part of different resource group. Okay, and different locations. But now I want to create this in India. So I create a new virtual machine. Click the create button and I say a virtual machine. It opens a new window. I need to provide some inputs here. So all the steps we given in our exercise document, you will get it now. Okay. So here, okay, once I created, I clicked this virtual machine new create window. It's asking which subscription under. I told you, right, in a company, they have multiple subscriptions. So to control the billing or budget, so they can select a subscription. And resource group, here you see it's empty. It's asking you want to create new or you want to create part of that. So we already create a resource group. We choose that resource group. Azure Fundamental India. Okay, because you see, this is a mandatory field. No resource will exist without resource group. That's the point you need to understand. So now I'm giving some name. So I'm giving Ameya. Name of my virtual machine, Ameya India. Name of my virtual machine. So it's if you do any mistakes, it will automatically pop up. So you don't need to worry. So I'm giving Ameya India. This is the name. And again, you see, it's asking which region you want to install this virtual machine. Okay, it's chosen South India. Okay, so that it's near to my location. Okay, or if I want the US, I can go and create in US. Okay, then availability option. You remember in that slide I showed you 99.9% to 99.99%. Right, the scalability, elasticity, those all options you can give it here. You want and scale or availability or no want. If you put it here, the price will change. It will cost you more. Okay, currently for default, I leave it. And then it's asking security type. You want any additional security or you are good for the standard security. I go with the standard one now. Here you see which operating system you want. You want an Ubuntu, this is a Linux, or you want a Windows, or you want a CentOS. You see all the operating systems are available here. So for example, I can say Windows 10 or Windows Server 2016. You see all the latest to the old, all versions are available. I can select as a Windows 2016 data center. Okay. So the moment when I choose here, then automatically the machine size, what kind of server I need. I want a 2 CPU. Here you see 2 CPU, 4 GB RAM, which cost, you see, just $54 per month. If I use continuously this machine 24/7, if I shut down after 8 hours, I can save a lot. Okay. And at the same time, it's saying this machine is not available in South India. Okay. So I can choose whichever is available. Okay. If I select all machines here, I can select any machines available. Okay. But generally in South India, the machines are a little, I mean, not much options is available. When I go to US, I have more options. For example, these are all the machines available. You see here, general purpose, 2 CPU, 8 GB RAM. For example, I want this one, 12 CPU machine, 48 GB RAM, 16 vCore, and it has a 4 terabytes. Okay, that cost per month $659. Same way, if I go a small machine, 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM, okay, and 320 GB hard disk, it's cost $13 only per month. So it depends on the pricing. You can choose whichever machine. I see there is some $7 also per month machine. Okay, if you go top, you can able to see how many CPU I need, how much RAM I need, how many disk I need, how many IO speed I need. Based on that, the pricing will vary. So for our demonstration, I select this one, general purpose machine. Okay. And then select this option, go down and choose this one. Okay, I think that machine is also not there. I know that in India, not much options. I can change my region, then I can able to see that. Hold on here. I don't want this machine. Better I go virtual machines. Sorry. Okay, I go here. Yeah, create new virtual machine, new machine. So here I'm selecting my resource group is Azure Fundamental India, and virtual machine name is Ameya India. Okay, so the VM I want in East US. There I can get more machines. Okay, East US too. Okay, East US. Okay, in East US, majority services are available. And I'm not selected any infrastructure options or availability set, virtual machine set. These all are not choosing. And security type standard, I want a Windows operating system, choosing the Windows operating system 2016. And then it's saying, okay, the machines, okay, the same way. I go here, see all sizes. As I told you, right? If choosing a 2 CPU, 4 GB RAM, 4 data disk, and a number of input-output operations, it costs me per month $38 only. If I want even $9 also, I have a machine. Or I have a $155 or $1,000 also machine. I want some very high-end machines, like an F series is generally an high-end. If I go here, okay, this also, I go more like an jumbo machines, like an eGen, not this also, unsupported region, hold on, L series. So here you see they given designed to protect confidential, the latest generation E family for your high memory needs. Okay. So $470, $500 per month. There is a lot of machine families are there. You see $949, $1,000 memory. Okay. So like this kind of chosen for our demonstration, I choose this cheapest machine. Okay, 971. Or I can go with this one. Okay, select that which one machine. Select the option and machine is selected. Now I need to provide the username password. Okay, I need to use this username password to log in. I'm giving username is Ameya. And password is 12 to 20 characters. So I give Ameya 1 to 3. So, but it will not accept username and password is same. So I use my own password. Okay, I use my own password. Okay. So here the port number is the licensing. I don't have license. Would you like to use an existing Windows Server license? No. Okay. So say if I have a license. Okay, so that's all done. For next one is it's asking the disk. Do you need any extra storage, additional storage? If you want a premium SSD, or you want a standard SSD. Okay, this is a hard disk like your laptop. Okay, whatever hard disk you want it, and you want any encryption type, I'm leaving everything is as. In case if I want something, you can add it here. Okay, next I go for networking. If I want any special networking, I need to choose it from here. For example, virtual network. Okay, it creates a new VNet. It creates new IP for me. If I want any public IP, I can choose option here. Okay, and then I can set up some policies too here. Okay, so those all are nothing I want. I just leave it. So the management, next one. So if I want any host OS level logs, I want to auto shutdown. Here you see that this option, auto shutdown. For example, after 7 p.m. daily, I want to automatically shut down my machine. I can use this. Okay, or after 5 p.m. automatically shut down, I can use this option. Okay, for example, I am learning from morning 9 to 5. Only 9 to 5 they should run. After that, automatically shut down. I no need to shut down. Then it will go on my email ID, everything will come. Okay, any patches, it will automatically update. Okay, these are all some automation tasks. So any extension, I want to pre-deploy some application. I told you, right? YouTube application deploy. Some other application, if I want to deploy anything, I can put it here. Install Python 3, install something. So those all I can put it there. Forget about tags now. So when I click here, so based on my configuration so far, whatever I have given, it will analyze and come up with the proposed. You see here, based on my configuration, whatever I ask, it says that for if I start these machines, it will ask me 0.05 cent. It's almost like an 15 rupees per hour, this server. You see, 15 rupees, one server is coming. Okay, 15 rupees, this server will cost. Okay. So if I am fine with everything, here all my configurations are there, my subscription is there, my resource group is there, my virtual machine name is there, which location, and my username, password will not be present here. Everything is there. So I go and create. So this will take us an kind of an, because it's installing my virtual machine, it's installing my VNet, it's installing everything. It may take up. You see here some initializing template deployment for resource group. Azure Fundamental India. It started deploying. If I click my notification, I can able to see here. Sorry, wait. Oh, deployment in progress. You see here, my installation in progress. It's installing, first it's installing my virtual network, and then some IP is going. My deployment in progress, okay? So just back a couple of minutes. Once it's done, it will show. So meanwhile, yeah, I'm requesting you, please fill this, our feedback form, the Google feedback form. It may take some 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, if you provide your feedback in that Google form, that would be helpful for us. So just click the link and type your honest feedback there. Yeah, thanks. I can able to see where students started filling the form. Yeah. Okay, so now my deployment is completed. You see, it's not even taking 2 minutes to rent my server. Okay, I wanted in earlier days, I need to wait for 9 months to get this server. Okay, so I just click go to resource. This is my server name. You remember I created as a Ameya India. That is my virtual machine. If I go here, I can able to see this resource is part of this resource group, Ameya Azure Fundamental India. And it is running in East US. This is the status, it's running. And it is this subscription part. And this is my IP address. Okay, this is my IP. See, all information in this single window. And my monitoring, everything. So all the information, my disk, all. If I want to connect that machine, that server, okay, I connected. I want to ask my employees to connect. Simply connect here, artificial. So simply download, it's downloaded. Hold on, I don't need to do anything. Okay, it's opening in my another window. I can move it here. It's asking me permission to connect. I say yes, connect. Okay, it's asking me in another window. What is my username password? You remember we given a username password when I create a VM. So I'm typing Ameya is the username and the password. Coming in another window, you see it's asking my permission to log in. Hold on. Yeah, it's opening in another window. Maybe I can reshare my other screen because that window is opened in other share. Stop sharing, screen share again. Already I connected that machine. This one. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you see this is my new machine, a new server I spinned. Network, we recommend allowing this on your home network on not public one. Okay, yes. Okay, now you see my new machine is I connected. That's all. You see, less than 2 minutes, I deployed a server, I connected a server, and I have everything. Okay. So, but the message is this. This is how the resources are created. Okay, once created, this is how you need to log into the resources. Okay, this is a Windows server. So I can able to see all the server and others. Otherwise, I can able to go to the desktop. So now currently I am the cloud new machine, what I created. And this machine will cost per hour 15 rupees. If I use 24 hours, it costs 300 rupees per day. Or if I use only on 8 hours, it costs only 100 rupees per day. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, with that, I think today demonstration is we are coming end of this today's session. Yes, we targeted for 2 o'clock. Now it's 2:45. sorry, 2:15. We extend by 15 minutes. That is still it's worthy. We will share this exercise document in case if you want to practice by yourself, you can try. That document is a self-explanatory. As I said, the general practice of our training is each and every slide we teach, we ask our people also to practice by themselves. Okay, and then we move on. But this session we have a tight deadline we are doing. So please provide your feedback on the Google review. Okay. So please provide that feedback. That is a little critical. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, the same time, 10 a.m. IST, we are starting the remaining sessions. At the end of the sessions, you come to know, I mean, you are ready for that certification, Az-900 or plus. We are also sending you, whoever is attending the 2-day session, we are giving our the full certification you got trained in Azure thing, as well as the recording also. Yes, sure. We will share you the recording too. Okay. We will give you the recording also for your future reference. Okay. So please make sure you attend tomorrow too. Only those candidates will receive. And as well as please provide your feedback now in that link. Bala, can you replace that link again one more time in the chat window? Yeah. So here the link. Please go and provide the feedback.